All right, I think we're live and working. What's happening, Fish and Friends? Welcome to another live. It's been a minute. What, we took a week? Did I take 2 weeks off? I don't even remember. I wasn't even going to go live tonight. I was like, do I? Do I not? I'm flying solo. Solo lives are always hard because it's a hard time to keep up with all the comments and such. So who knows? Maybe a guest will jump in and want to join old Debo, and I'll send an invite. Otherwise, I'm flying solo. So it looks like we have 65 people in here. I think we're working. Somebody let me know if we are working. Chris said hit the thumbs up. Yeah, it's free. If you want to support old Debo, hit the thumbs up. Chris Russ in the house. Hello, everyone. What up, Debo? Okay, I assume we're ready then. Critical Gravy, always supporting in here. Ready for some fishing stuff and some gravy things. I could use some some B's and G right now. All right, it says we're working. Oh, yeah, working. Okay, cool. Well, like I said, it's just me tonight. Girls are upstairs playing. They got like this paper dollhouse deal thing. They can color the whole outside of it. They're having an absolute blast with it. But okay, sounding good, man. Okay, I think we're working. And for some reason, I can't get my mic on this to work anymore. It's going through my camera. But everything sounded okay when I tested. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But tonight, I don't know. We're gonna answer the most insane fishing questions, deals, and stuff. Huge PBs, crazy insaneness. I didn't know what to put for a title, so I put something catchy. If people come in and leave because they think it sucks, that's fine. Giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway. I'm doing all three of my lures. I went through my old bin of stuff that I had sitting around. Picked out a few. So anybody's eligible for the giveaway. We'll do a random comment picker later. I've got the blue and chartreuse, or purple and chartreuse, excuse me, with some kind of crappie patterns on it, the green eyes. And this is a deeper diver. I think this is a 10-foot diver. Pretty cool little crank. I'll put hooks on this one. I can't believe I didn't have hooks on it. This was an old perch pattern that I did. It's like a goldish green. The color's not the best here showing it on the camera, but it's got a little bit of orange on it. Perch, and then one that I actually used in a video. I caught a couple of fish on it. I was going to try to find the video and get a picture, but I didn't have time. I was kind of scrambling. This was a half and half that I did. I'm going to do some more of these. These are fun. This was an old one that I painted. But you can see right along that lateral line, taped it off, and it's got just the front, and the top is blue, and the bottom is just like a pearl white. So it wasn't all blue gem, crazy eyes. And then a Debo sticker. I find I had a couple Debo stickers too. So random winner. You don't have to donate. If you donate, I appreciate it. Goes to the channel, sending out giveaways, getting more giveaways, but a donation is not necessary to win. If you do donate, I will be sure to grab your question, try to answer it. And yeah, I always appreciate it. So there we go. I'll share those again later. Rock on Bass, and hey, was that you that mentioned me earlier? The Shimano Intenza rod is sick that I got. 7.6 glass rod. Oh, you got the glass one. I haven't used the glass yet. I've only used, I think mine is the 7'3" or 7'4" heavy. I haven't actually used that Intenza at all this year. I used it last year. Was going to do So last year I was going to do a ton of product reviews. I had reels, rods, and I just didn't get around to many. Like once you start working with kids, it's hard. And like the past couple weeks, I think I only did one video last week. I think I only did one video the week before. It's just like trying to find the time. And I've kind of been depressed with like the whole winter stuff. Winter and cold weather hits here and you just kind of get like, you lose motivation. I know I shouldn't, I should keep the videos going and stuff, but I'll be honest, it just kind of gets to you. And I'm like, what do you do? So gotta try to stay motivated here, Fish and Friends. What do? If you guys have ideas to get me motivated for some videos next week, let me know. If I get a really fun one, maybe I'll pick one. I do have I made some plastics today, so we'll have a plastic making video. Hopefully I can get that completely filmed. I did part of it, but making some soft plastics, some ice fishing stuff. I've got a reel review I want to do next week. It's the Lose. I can't even tell you which one. It's a Lose something. But Rand Dizzle has the old one, and I actually got the new one that I was fishing this year. I've got a bunch of stuff. As you can see, I've got a bunch of gear back there. I just need to get my butt in gear and actually doing it. So what do we have for questions? Like I said, single lives are kind of tough because we get a bunch of questions and stuff going through here, and it's hard for me to keep up. So if there's really something, you might have to put it on a couple times for me to see it. But Critical Gravy, Debo, when are you going to get a kayak? I don't know. I thought about it for next year. I was looking at boats and stuff, and the problem is my garage, like the way we have everything fitted in there in storage, I would have to get a fold tongue boat and they're just hard as heck to find, like within my price range. Like I don't want to spend a ton. I was thinking if I could get like 10,000 for a boat, but they're just so hard to find around here. They go so quick, and then none of them have a full tongue. I don't want to pay. I was looking around here, $80 a month for a storage locker. Like it just doesn't, like a storage garage. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know. We'll see. But that was the boat. As far as kayak, I don't know. Like again, it's hard for me to justify getting a kayak when I have my aluminum kayak, the John boat. Like I can do all the same stuff as a kayak. So the only pro to that would be is getting rid of the John boat, using the kayak, and then I would put like one of those hoist things. I don't know if y'all have seen those, but they have like a hoist thing that you can just hoist it up, and I could put it above my truck in the garage, and then just back in. I was back in my garage, and I could just lower it in when I need it, and it would be up out of the way. So I don't know if it'll ever happen, but let's see, what else do we have in here? Gotta love family time. Yep, I absolutely love my family. Just makes it hard when you're trying to do a YouTube video or a YouTube channel and stuff on the side. If you're single and younger, it's definitely a lot easier for folks to do the whole YouTubes. Awesome shirt, dude. We miss you in the secret club. Love you, Debo. That's Arthur. Let me hide this for a second. Arthur, I'm not trying to diminish your donation, but it's hard to see. So why is it not focusing? There we go. Support your local bait maker. Awesome shirt. He made those. I was in like a little secret bait maker society deal where it was kind of like a secret Santa thing. We would switch each other each month and send each other stuff. Super fun. But again, I just got so busy with it. I couldn't keep up. So Arthur, thank you for the donation, brother. I appreciate it. He's a super good guy. He's the one I've showed you. I get questions from people. Debo, how come your basement's dirty? How come it seems like you're so unorganized? Well, when you're working a full 50-hour job each week, plus trying to do YouTube, which is its own 40-hour job in its own, plus kids. My wife is an absolute damn saint she does so much. I can't thank her enough. Maybe we'll get her on one night, but that's Arthur Fish Daddy. He made that. He hand pours plastics and stuff. This is supposed to go back there on my wall of baits that I don't use and set up. And I haven't cleaned up. My desk is a mess. If you could see my desk, I've got from old shows that I did. Gosh, this is even a cluster of, I can't even get baits out. I've got to just take a day, and I'm not the most organized anyway. I don't love organization, but I've got this is caught on wires even. I've got the old Freak Frog here. I've got Ott's Garage. I've got the Chick Magnet. I still never even got to throw that. Gonna have to throw that next year. I know they're coming out with the Ott's Garage 4-foot divers. I'm actually really interested in those. I like the Ott's Garage, but a lot like this one, but a lot of the places that I fish, 6 foot's just too deep. Just a tad bit too deep. So those 4 divers, I think, would be perfect for bank fishing. Of course, fishing from the boat, it would be different, but for bank fishing, gosh, those would be perfect. So I'm really looking forward to those. I don't think they're out yet, but I know they were something they showed on iCast. Okay, so we've got 180 people in here. I'll just let you know. I'll go over it again. I'm just kind of answering questions now. I'm going to let you guys drive a lot of this. I really didn't have a plan for tonight. I almost didn't go live, but I had 4 people message me and say, hey, hopefully you're going live. I took last week off to watch the Hawks play in the Big Ten. Jeez, dude, that was a joke and a half. I found out what happened, though, after reading some of the local articles. It was actually the Nebraska team that came out dressed in the Iowa jerseys and stuff. That's why they played so bad. It was actually Nebraska playing. It wasn't even Iowa. So it makes complete sense. But I'm giving away 3 baits. These are some Debo hand-painted. This was an oldie. It was a half and half. Just a fun one I found. I actually used this in a video, caught a couple fish on it. I'm throwing a Debo sticker in there. The cool vinyl ones, my brother, Martin makes those. Purple and chartreuse, like crappie pattern with those cool glowing chartreuse eyes. And then an old perch. All 3 of those go into someone. I'm going to pick a random winner at the end. You don't have to donate to win. If you donate, of course, they're always appreciated. They go to the channel, shipping, gear, anything I can try to put back into my channel. I actually bought some new lights because I was having a hard time moving lights between all my stuff. So little stuff like that. Let's see. Fishing with Gramps. If you need me, I'm here. Gramps, you want to jump in? I don't know how old that was or if anybody else volunteered to jump in, but if you would like to jump in, you are more than welcome, brother. Oh, Dennis must be a local. Fishing the Cedar River, yes or no? So a long time ago, this was actually even before I started getting back into bass fishing. I took my old man, I grew up fishing with him, and I fished probably up until, well, it would have been college actually, up until I was 18, and then moved from where I grew up and took, because I was into kickboxing and stuff for a long time, and that like ate up everything, going to fights and cornering people. But it was probably a couple years before that. So it was probably about 9 years ago. My boss at the place always went down and fished the river. And I fished the river a ton, then the Cedar River, down by, I think it's called Bobbers or whatever that is, down by the roller dam, if you know where I'm talking about, if you're here in town. And we used to catch a ton of stuff. Then when it flooded, and maybe it was even longer ago than that. Then it flooded. I kind of took it off. I didn't fish for quite some time again. And then 7, 8 years ago, I got back into it hard. And then just shortly after that, started the YouTube channel. But yeah, I used to fish the Cedar a lot. I know there's guys that do now. I honestly don't. I'm not a big river guy. I don't go on the river in my boat. It scares me. Too many people toppling over, and I've just got a little 11-foot John boat, and it's not stable. So, Top Cat, donation for the paintbrush tail glide bait action video. Oh, crap. Well, brother, I told you, if you don't like it, full donation and you can keep the bait, my friend. Top Cat was asking me for a while to do, I don't have any around here, but I got these paintbrush tail glides, and he's like, yeah, I'm interested in one. Would you do a video of it, like of the action? And I took it out a day here. I was testing a DC reel, a new DC reel that I got, that bait, and the Corrado rod that I got. He asked me, I don't know how long, and I never got it up. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm busy as hell. I don't know what to say. He ended up buying it anyway. He's like, oh, so much for that video. I'm just going to buy it. So, and that goes for anybody. If any of you ever buy any of my baits and you don't like it, you think it sucks, if there's an action on it wrong, I always test the blanks before, but they are bulk blanks that I buy. So I never buy blanks. Like I always test like a dozen of them. If any of them don't swim right, I don't like use those. But if I find a good person to get the blanks from, like you can go to Lure Parts Online, Cedar Ridge. There's a number of places. Is it Cedar Ridge? Cedar Run, Dinger. A number of places you can get baits from. And if it's a known person like that sells a good blank, I won't keep testing them. I'll buy them. But in case there is one, like I said, they're bulk, just like from the factory. Strike King, anybody else, they might swim off. So I need to put something about that up on my website. But anybody listening, if you ever buy one of my lures, it doesn't work right, you're not happy, let me know. I'm always happy to refund your money. I've worked customer service for a long time. I'm an operations manager, and the most frustrating thing is to be excited to get something, get it, and then have it suck, and then have the people be like, well, sorry, it's out of warranty. I'm not making much money off this stuff, to where I'm going to try to short people. So anyway, that's my, what else do you say? Winter sucks. Yes, I keep buying gear I can't use for months. I know, dude. Okay, so let's see. Did Gramps ever get back? Is he still in here? Sure, shoot me a link. Okay, Gramps, I think I have the link. Let me try to invite that. Hopefully I have your email on file still. Let me take a look, and that will be easier to get a couple people in here. What is it? Fishing with Gramps, hit me up on Instagram. Let me know your email. I'll email it to you. While Gramps is doing that, we'll get him in here some reinforcements that makes it easier to go through and pop stuff off each other. Hey, Debo, what is the oldest fish story you can remember? Like your most memorable day fishing when you were young? Stephen W. Oh, gosh. There's a ton of them. My youngest, one that always comes up that's funny is my dad, going out fishing with my dad and grandpa. And Pops was like, now make sure you stay here. Don't be messing around over by the edge. Like my grandpa always tells it when he's up, because it's always, you know how grandparents goes. And don't ever shoot those stories short, because there's going to come a time when you don't get those stories anymore. My grandmother passed away this year. And, it's just sad. Like I'm never going to get to ask her questions. I never get to hear stories of, of that stuff. So don't short those stories and be like, oh, I've heard it a million times, Grandpa, shut up. Once you start getting up there in age, memories are what you have. And it's, I don't know, I'm going to get all sappy. But anyway, Grandpa and Dad telling me not to go too close. I end up falling in. Grandpa grabs me and pulls me up, and I'm all covered in moss. And I was just like all pissed, because I was obviously embarrassed and didn't talk the rest of the night. So that one, they called me Moss Boy. So it always gets brought up, old Moss Boy. That's an old one. I mean, there was a ton of good old stories. That's a funny one that comes up, though, because the deal is my dad's always like, you never listen. Now that I have kids, I'm like, yeah, they never listen. Yo, what's happening? At least your team made the Big Ten championship. Yeah, that's true, James. I just wish Nebraska wouldn't have went out in Iowa uniforms and played. That was embarrassing for those Nebraska people. Okay, I want to try the Chick Magnets and Rapala OG4. I want to try those OG4s as well. Matt Joplin did kickboxing for 14 years. Oh, dude, Colin, I hear you there. MMA ruined my life and spine. Fishing made it better again. That Colin, are you local? I don't. Yeah, that's my story exactly. I messed up my neck really, really bad and had to make the choice: am I going to keep going or quit? At that time, I had girls. I'm like, I'm not going to be some UFC pro, and that was kind of the end of it. It was either a major surgery or stop. Richard, I need to throw bigger swim baits. It can be intimidating. I hear you, brother. And I hate to grind all day for a few big bites. I know that's what people say. Well, you got to get used to it. It's just hard when you're making YouTube videos because you need to get the footage and stuff. And it's like, I don't get, 7 days a week to fish. It'd be different if I did this full time, but I hear you, man. I'll throw them for like an hour, 2 hours. And then I'm like, I'm going back to other stuff, try to catch fish. I think a more horizontal approach is in order. Unless I drop shot, I don't know what that means. What's up, Debo? What's up? What's up? What's up? See lots of what's up. Paul, it's people's most favorite chatterbait rod. I don't know what that was for. Somebody must have been talking about a rod. I'm just trying to skim through. Dang, ploppers are $18 now. Dodge Ram can. When did ploppers hit $18? I didn't know that. What else do we got? Gramps never hit me up. Gramps must not be in here anymore. He must have went to bed past his bedtime. Okay, let's see. What other questions we have? Like I said, I'm going to rely on you all to run this for a little bit. Some questions. Really, like I said, just want to come on, hop on, chat. No real big plan. As far as videos coming up, like I said, I've got a soft plastic. I've got some certain reel reviews. I didn't get a chance to get this one out and test it. This was one of my Black Friday picks. I know people are going to be asking. It's green. It's Shimano. It's MGL-ish, and it's in the 150 size, if that tells you at all what it is. Is it focusing on my hat there? What are we focused on here? There we go. The 150 MGL. Heard a lot of good stuff about it. I finally picked up one. It is a solid little reel. I like it. Shimano makes great stuff. I was kind of going back and forth and going to different brands and stuff on my Instagram channel and doing like a reel of Shimano, Daiwa, Luz, a few different ones. And it's funny because I'm like, I made comments about like the certain fans of each one. And every time people be like, oh, a Shimano fan would jump on the Daiwa and be like, Daiwa's crap. You need to get Shimano, or on the Luz ones. Or it's funny. People get brand loyal. And what do you do? Oh, sent IG. Gramps said he sent an IG message. Gramps, I have no messages. Oh, I do have one here. Oh, crap. Okay, hold on. Let's get Gramps in here. Quick pause. Sorry. That was easy enough. I feel like I should have had that in my history here. Anyway, I must have. There we go. Okay, that's sent, Gramps. Join when you're able. Let's see. 22. Here we go. Ooh, here's a good one. I haven't made my video on this yet. Chad, 2022. DEBO'S year of the drop shot. So every year I try to pick a couple baits, focus on those, and that's kind of my goal for the year, always to at least fish one of them, if not two of them more for the year. What did I say was the beginning of this year? I said wake baits, which I threw almost none. I think I said the drop shot more in swim baits, like the big glide baits. I did finally catch a fish on a glide, the 7-inch glide, my own painted glide, which made it sweet. It was only a 2.5 pounder, but it was super fun. My first glide bait, big glide bait fish. For this year, I'm not going to say the drop shot. I actually want to try the free rig more. That was one that Randizzle picked up. There's old Gramps. All right, Gramps, we got you on screen.
All right. Is my mic all right? I got a different one hooked up tonight.
Mic is perfect.
Excellent.
So Randizzle was using the free rig a lot more last year, and he loved it. He sweared by it toward the end of the year. And the free rig is when you take like a Texas rig and remember those old Gremlin like egg sinkers? That's what he was using. They've got a bunch of them on the market now, but it's like almost like a drop shot weight that has a round hole in the top of it instead of like the pinchy deal that drop shot things have. So you put the line through that, tie your Texas rig, and then when you throw it out, the free rig deal, the weight slides all the way down, and then the lure kind of falls behind it. So it is different than an unpegged Texas rig. There was somebody that had footage. I should have shaved it, should have saved it, because the action looked totally different going down. The Texas rig is almost like this straight fall deal, and the free rig, the front part falls and the back part kind of flutters down and catches up to it. So it's almost more of like an unpegged Texas rig mixed with like a Carolina rig, sort of, in a way. Rand Dizzle had a bunch of success on it last year, and he swore by it toward the end of the year. So that's one I want to throw more. I don't know for number 2. Is there anything that you all want to see more of? Anything that completely stands out? Gramps, how about you? Do you have any couple lures or rigs or something that you're going to focus on next year?
I think it might be different brands that I may look at. I did a lot of focus playing around with, say, Googan baits and 6 cents. Techniques, I'm going to sit down and think about it, because I've got so many different combos and whatnot that I picked up this year, and I'm still kind of sorting out what rod and reel speed I want to go kind of with what. I didn't, honestly enough, it's funny because I'm setting up to shoot the jig video I was talking to you earlier today about, and I didn't throw a jig nearly as much as I normally do. I caught a 5-pounder early on in the season, and it seems like I kind of put it down in favor of the tube after it kind of became my kind of go-to thing right there behind the chatterbait, which is kind of funny. Some of the stuff I was talking to somebody about the other day was, Denny Brower back in the day. And he talked about, in his classic win, how he was going down a bank, catching them on a jig, which is what he was notorious for. But he was in 9th place, and then he went down the same bank with a tube, and that kind of turned the whole thing around and shot him from 9th, and he ended up winning the classic that year, like back in 99. And it's funny, I kind of did the same thing. I laid down the jig, and it seems like everywhere I would normally throw a jig that I threw last year, I was throwing a stupid tube. So that was kind of one of the things that it kind of came back to life for me, and I really focused on it quite a bit. And I'm really shocked, because normally a jig is something I throw pretty often.
Yeah, I honestly didn't throw a jig too much this year either. The wacky rig was it for me. I'm going to go through my best and worst lures of the year, but far and away, the wacky rig caught the most fish for me. Didn't catch the biggest. Actually, I think my frog fish was the biggest. Actually, on that freak, Gramps, I know you're a big fan of frog fishing, and you throw this a lot. Have a lot of success on it.
Tons. Just so.
But I think it was a 5.5 pounder. I didn't break the 6-pound mark this year, which sucked. That's the first in, I think, 3 years now.
Yeah, I think I caught 3 5s, but I didn't get close to 6 either. It was just, this year was a goofy year considering the year before.
Strange. Yeah, this year I came out of the gate strong. I think I caught, by June, I think I had 5 or 6 5-pounders.
Yep.
And then after that, I struggled to catch anything over like 3 pounds. Like, it was a grind the rest of the year. I caught that one frogfish 5-pounder.
It seemed like once kind of summer hit, I mean, it was a struggle to catch more than a couple of fish every time I was out, which was, I mean, I was fishing in places that weren't really super pressured. It was just an odd year. And of course, everybody knows I love the Christmas frog. I got it back there on my tree. Anybody who saw me tag it on Instagram.
Let's see. I think it was Critical that asked. Let's see if this works. I don't know if this works. I'm still I don't do a lot of this stuff. Oh, there it is. Look at how fancy that is. DEBO'Sfishing.com.
There we go.
I think that is that Critical? Yeah, asked about my website. Oops, and that cancels it. Well, asked about, I don't have a ton of stuff on there. I've got a few of the DRT Clash, like tiny glides. I think I've got 2 of those left. A couple. So square bills, I was supposed to paint today. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow, but I posted 3 pretty cool shad square bills, like the S cranks. I'm like, nobody bought me these? I put them on like a week ago. Apparently people didn't see it, because I'm like, screw it. Anybody that buys one, they're getting a free crank painted in their choice, and they went within like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to get one when you get put up, just if anything to put back on the man cave, because I collected stuff like that too. It's really cool. It's funny you were talking about Do It. I'm actually going to put my order with him on Monday.
Oh, sweet.
So I've been trying to sit down and, okay, what do I want to start with? Because you know how it is. Once you start down that rabbit hole, it's like, oh, I want to order all this.
Yeah. Oh, this
No,
would be fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna do like 2 things to start with, and then I'll go from there. But I want to get some good stuff. And then I find out my dad has like 100 pounds of lead from his he's done stained glass throughout the years, and he's got I was like, my brother's like, dude, don't buy lead. Dad's got lead for days. I'm like, oh, alrighty then. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that order in and then getting the stuff in and being able to do some of that during my Christmas vacation. Carter Walls wants to know, would a 7.5 medium heavy Steez rod be effective for jigs and T-rigs and grass and wood? It's funny that you say that because I actually, for the first time ever, splurged on a super, super high-end rod, and it was the Daiwa 7'5" medium heavy Steez AGS. That is there. It's the bottom contact too. So that's I'm going to use it for football jigs, for Texas rigs, and for probably lighter, not quite finesse, but maybe more compact, small jigs. That'll be what that rod's dedicated for next year. So that was for Carter Walls. You asked that question. I still haven't figured out what reel I'm going to put on it. I've got I've got that limited new one that Daiwa put out, but my Tattoo Elite pitch and flip will probably go on that rod.
I'm a fan. We have a lot of the same combos. I think we think the same a lot.
Yeah, we favor a lot of the same type of good. You know, somebody asked me, there was 13 fishing this, and I said I'm literally a Daiwa, Shimano, and kind of a Lew's. They're my Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. I mean, I just. It's not that I don't want to try more and other things. I just haven't yet. I've got lots of older Abu Garcia stuff. But I want to be kind of more diverse in the stuff I do, from, as you do, reviews on the affordable stuff that you recommend to beginners. And then as people advance in their fish wisdom, as you grow into the sport, some of the higher end stuff too.
Let's see, Rich, I sent you an invite too. If you're on, brother, I emailed you an invite. If you want to jump on, we'll make this a party. Let's get after it. We have 210 people in here, half hour in. Quick reminder, I'm giving away 3 of my custom painted lures, and there's a DEBO'S sticker in there too. You don't need to donate. If you donate, I appreciate it. I will try to get every donation put on here and make sure I answer any questions. But it goes to shipping, all that kind of stuff. David, speaking of, dropped a donation, said, thanks for going live. Shipping is not free. David, that is true. Shipping is kind of a pain in the butt, but what do you do? Let's see. Who was that? I had it put up there. Somebody asked about the SPO flapping frog. I don't know who you were or where that went. I had it up there for a minute. But I did grab a couple of these. The SPRO Essential Series, Flapping Frog 65, however the heck way this goes here. There we go. Everything's backwards. So these are kind of interesting. It's like it's not the same material as a hollow body frog. Like, this is a little bit harder rubber. It's not hard, but it's like, this is like a soft plastic, but
oh wow,
it's not necessarily like, it doesn't feel like the Z-Man stuff. Like, there's no salt or anything in it, but it's very soft. It's definitely like a stretchy, soft plastic. I don't really know how to explain it. Super duper soft. The only thing I'm not sure about, if you can see it there, the weight. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. The weight is on the bottom by the hooks. And as soft as this stuff is, I feel like there may be a problem with those getting busted out. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. That's just me. I haven't fished it yet. I'm wondering about that. But otherwise, hooks are razor sticky sharp. You can see that sticks right into the nail. Oh.
And they're a pretty solid company. So I'm guessing they would have had to test that pretty well with some of their, somebody last year as well.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great. I got a black, a couple, green pumpkin. I see where you normally make the frog pee. They have like a pee plug, you call it.
Yeah, so you can empty the water out. Now, Paul is wanting to know if you bend your hooks up, or is that based on the frog itself?
Depends. Yeah, it depends what I'm fishing around. So the scum frog, whatever the new one is, is it the launch frog? Those already come with the hooks a little bit up. It definitely does increase your hookup ratio. However, when I was fishing those around like reeds and stuff. I don't know what you call them here, cattails, I guess.
Yeah.
I got it snagged quite a bit, but the hookup ratio on them is great.
Okay.
So if you can get away with it, if you're walking around the outsides of those, I mean, I try to get it as close as I can. But you know, when those like reeds are laying over or anything like that, and those reeds, they feel like they're made out of like adamantium or something. You can never break them off. They're so dang tough. That was the only issue I had, but I mean, yeah, hookup ratio when you're walking around stuff is awesome.
Now I noticed that somebody did mention that they picked up some of the new Berkeley jigs that have the infused
I didn't know they were out yet.
power bait. So I think I saw maybe Omni or somebody had those in stock, but that's something I'm going to be interested in trying too, because, you know, as everybody gets into the whole max set, this and that, man, I tend to seem to think it kind of works. So, I mean, I don't have a problem believing in it.
Yeah, it's one of the best scents I think that's out there.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, anytime you open them up, it just stinks, and it's a good stink.
And you just know it's like,
yeah,
it's like us when we take that garlic bread out of the oven. I think that's like that to the bass.
It's not a good stink like the coffee scent of the striking. I could just huff that stuff all day. Yeah. Power bait, I wouldn't advise huffing that. Let's see. I got the green one, that frog. Oh, that frog doesn't float very well, though. I have to keep it moving, Eliza says. I have not fished it yet. That's a good point. Maybe it doesn't, but it's more of a moving frog, so I'm not super mad about that. Usually with these, I'm casting and retrieving them, and I'm not really stopping them. I'm fishing it kind of like a buzz bait, but that is good to know. It's kind of like the soft plastics. I mean, if you fish like a Strike King, gosh, what are those? Flapping frog or like a horny toad or anything like that, you can't really stop those either. You know, they kind of sink, so kind of in the same. Oh, it might be trophy, Chris Russ. Well, here, I forgot I have the power of the share screen deal here. Let's just look real quick. Let's go over to the good folks at Tackle Warehouse and see what that is. Whoops, not the screen layout. I have to share first. I feel like it's my first time running this every time I go to it. Okay, let's go to, let's just go shop by brand. Can you guys see it? Did it show up?
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah. And then it would be, what we're looking at? I'm having a brain fart. Not Spro. What we're looking at? Oh, Scum.
Yeah, Scum Frogs.
Scum Frog, and it's the new one. Trophy. What's the difference here? Thanksgiving corny frog. No, it must be this one.
That'd be another one for the tree.
No, it's not this one. Why did they put out another new frog? I don't know that I have that one.
Well, they've got new banners. They literally have a Christmas frog.
Oh, here it is. The launch frog. That's what it is.
Oh,
launch
okay.
frog. I missed it. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, I was throwing the black and yellow one that day. Pitch, I like that color a lot.
Ooh, yeah.
All black belly. But you can see it there. The hooks are already pulled up a little bit. So you can see they're off the body. They're not in line with it. This one, I think this is the one Oklahoma's worst angler caught his big double digit on, was this sloppy toad killer. Somebody else, I don't remember who that was saying the sloppy toad was their favorite. But yeah, good ones. I've got the bluegill too. Good Richie. Frogs, good hookup ratio. You can see there. That's actually a real good picture of it. Can I zoom in?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Hellabass, he sent you a link if you want to join us there, homeboy.
Yep. I sent you a link, Rick.
He said Gramps just puts frogs in the trees before he goes fishing to save time.
Just spit all over. Oh, he's in here. Damn, we got a party now.
There we go.
What's up, Rich?
Good evening, gents.
Yeah, we're doing good, sir.
Damn, we got the crew in here. Gramps, Hellabass. For those of you that don't know, actually, I guess I should do introductions. So, Fishing with Gramps, he's always in my channel, supporting. He's in a bunch of the channels out there. You can see he looks like Gunner just went in and laid
yep, sure did.
And Rich down there, Hellabass. These beautiful gentlemen both have YouTube channels, Instagrams. Follow them. Good guys. We talk back and forth. We're all over the place tonight. 221 people in, 34 minutes in. If you guys have anything you want to bring up, it's open forum.
Open mic night. Let's go.
Ooh, the Berkeley Gilly. I did grab a couple of the Berkeley Gillies, David. and the power bait looks like the Rage Menace kind of. I'm saving it for an unboxing. I really like those. So I think what is it? It's the one that Skeet Reese made, the Deal. I think that's a highly underrated chatterbait trailer. I'll just show you all real quick because the Deal is kind of like a spinoff of whatever that new Berkeley one is. For the new Berkeley one is like kind of a spinoff of the Deal. So it looks like a Rage Menace mixed with a Deal. So I will show you here real quick. Yeah, I don't feel like I hear people talk about them a lot. So there's the new one. I wanted to show you the Deal real quick. Okay, here's the Deal. So it's like a shad-shaped body, and then it's got these tails are super thin. So it almost reminds me of like the Pit Boss, like that type, and with the little bit of ridge on the outside, just a little bit of ridge, and they flutter perfect when you put them on a chatterbait.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I really don't hear people talk about them. Are they done? Are they not making those anymore? I only see those two colors. Well, maybe that's because they released this, which reminds me of the Deal mixed with a Rage Menace, the Boss Grub. So I bought some of these. I think they're going to be killer on a chatterbait. Now, people could say, well, that's essentially a Rage Menace. But the thing is that like the back of these legs they're thinner. And I feel like it's going to have more of an action because the Rage Menace really doesn't have a ton of like action to it. It's just got kind of a tight kick, right? Yeah. I mean, would you guys say?
And plus this one, you could probably turn either way and mimic whichever you're trying to go for a bait fish look or you're trying to go for a crawl look.
Yep.
I mean, that looks like a good twofer.
Yeah, I think the lack of action is what makes the Menace Grub so good on a chatterbait because it doesn't fight, right? It just the chatterbait puts all the action into it.
Yeah, yep. And I completely agree. But I just mean it doesn't have like it's not on its own. It's not some big crazy thing. Yeah. Kind of like this in a Deal, like they don't really do a ton. Just kind of a little. I don't know.
And which one is this one?
This is the Power Boss Grub, Berkeley Power Bait Boss Grub. I just got some of these from Omnia. They had them in first a while back. I grabbed some of those in a gilly. They had like the 5-inch gillies, and I grabbed one of the green pumpkin.
I can definitely see you trying that out as a jig trailer.
Yeah, I think they're going to be sweet.
Yeah, a lot of purposes. Chris McCluskey's wanting to know for all three of us, what's your favorite rod brand? He already named Rich's as Dobbins, Gramps, and Debo. Gramps is pretty much a Dobbins guy as well, even though I have a mix of others, but Dobbins is my current love. Debo probably goes across the board with many.
Who asked that one?
Chris McCluskey.
Chris McCluskey. Yep, got it. Okay, whoops, I'm still sharing too. Favorite rod brand? I don't have a favorite rod brand. I love trying. I'm such a gear nerd. It would be hard for me to ever just be like, I'm only going to use this brand.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones out there. I couldn't even say. I just did a review of the TFO. That was one of my favorites. The Kistler KLX was one of my favorites. The Okuma Psycho Stick was one of my favorites. If we're looking at old rods like that I've had for a while and that was still in my rotation, if you watch my channel, you probably know what it is. It's one that consistently stays in. I got actually on Gramps' American Legacy deal. I think I got this from American Legacy, and a couple of used rods. I got a G Loomis, the red one, which was like their budget one, but was like half off.
No,
it said used.
Yeah, dude, they're used stuff, dude. It looks like somebody didn't even use it. I swear, it's like somebody reviews stuff and then trades it right back in.
Yeah, literally looked at somebody got and was like, "Oh crap, casting rod! I meant to get spinning and just took it back." So I don't know. Yeah, I've got a ton. I mean, the old. What was the old? I can't even think of the name of that rod. I don't know. Yeah, I've got a bunch. Yeah, Rich got me on the Dobbins stuff.
I think Rich got all of us on the Dobbins stuff.
Thanks, bad influence. I've had multiple people. Chris Russ in the chat now. Chris said, "Hey, I bought." Chris, I forgot what it was that you bought. And I said, "Oh, cool. They had them at Tackle Warehouse." He's like, "No, I bought it over at Omnia and use Rich's code. I'm like, oh, he's like, he's the bad influence. I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least your wife's not going to be griping at me. So.
Yeah, I mean, talk about diversity. We got Tackle Warehouse, American Legacy Fishing, and Omnia all in the same chat.
And I order from all of them. They're all good.
I do too.
Daniel, for the best live stream combo crew ever. Thanks, dude. If you guys don't follow all 3 channels, you're missing out. Daniel T, we all appreciate it. I know that. We're just 3 dudes who love to fish.
Yeah.
Rich,
sweet
though,
beards.
I'm gonna put Rich on a pedestal above Gramps and I, though. Rich, I want to have you on sometime and talk about your whole experience going through was that the Bass? Is it the Bass League?
Yeah, Bass Nation.
Bass Nation, yep. We want to go through that. But Rich had a very cool, exciting year. I'm very proud of you, dude. That's something definitely to be proud of. I would never. I will say, though, I do have one up on you. I've only fished in 1 tournament in my life. I took first place. I'm unbeaten. That's when I was like 10 years old. And I caught a 2.5 pound bass, I think, to win it. So, yeah, I'm unbeaten. 100, hitting 100 right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Rich is going to send me a virus after that and be like, oh, yeah? How about that, nerd?
Covered.
Patrick, oh, yeah, we got Gramps to help me out for that. Patrick L., thank you for the quality content. What pound fluoro do you use for football jig heads? If I honestly don't drag a football jig, Rich and Gramps will probably be better at this than I am. I don't drag a football jig a lot from the bank. When you're dragging uphill, it's hard. So I use like a round ball-headed jig. Randizzle got me on those with the War Eagles. But I like a 17-pound. Usually I'm throwing a 5/16 ounce jig from the bank. I know Randizzle will go anywhere from 15 to 20. Just kind of depends what you're around. I mean, the more structure, the higher it is. If you can get away with 15, I feel like 15 is my favorite.
Yep.
Do it all. What do you
15-pound Sea Garden physics here on any of that kind of stuff. It's not going to be something I'm throwing into trees or any of that. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, 14 to 17.
Yeah.
Floral.
David, I agree. I had the Colt for a year. Randizzle ended up stealing that whole combo from me. It was the Colt with the mock crush on it, the whole black and orange motif.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I got my Colt, I think, for like $60 too. Now I'm on the Dobbins train. Chris said, oh, Chris, it was the Dobbins rod. I think it was the Champion, the split grip. That was the first one that I got too. No, I take that back. I had 2 Furies way before that. But Hella got me on the Champion. Then I ended up getting the Caden. And then also from American Legacy on that sale, I picked up another Dobbins.
Can't wait to see what that is.
I splurged a little bit, but
Are we gonna see that in a future video or?
Oh yeah.
I bet that one's gonna have some orange in it.
Cramps and
What? No.
Yeah.
He's not denying it.
Yeah. I haven't even gone there yet, so yeah.
Hoping Santa brings me the 735C for Frog and Wall. It's $90 on 735C.
That's I'm guessing he's talking about the Fury at that, right?
Oh, yep, that would make sense. $90. Yeah,
Good
they are
frog rod
$90.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get one of those for my brother.
Fury rods are awesome. I love it. I've got the 733 or 34 that I used for chatterbaits for a long time and loved it because the Furies are a little bit softer, which I like. I like more of like a moderate fast overall. That TFO rod that I just did is more of a moderate fast. Same thing with, I think, are most of the Dobbins that way, Rich, or is there one that's not that way, one line? Because most of them I feel like are a little bit more soft.
I mean, in general, Dobbins definitely have, I would say, a lighter tip and a slightly more moderate action, which some people don't love, right?
Yeah.
If you come from the like Loomis, like, and some of that stuff where a lot of the blanks are very fast and very crisp, a lot of guys go to Dobbins and go, that doesn't feel right to me. But that's a personal preference thing. I think once you get used to it, it's actually a good thing. And I think it actually helps keep the fish buttoned myself, having a little bit more moderate action. And the Sierra is actually the most moderate of all of them, not glass. So even the Sierra is a little bit more moderate than the Furies or the Cadens. Cadens are probably a little more crisp. The Sobies are actually the fastest that I've seen, the Sobie models. There's only like 3 or 4 of them, but
I still want to get one of those Sierras for like a panfish, like trout rod. I think that's one of the ones I was looking at.
Here's the question. I always get this one brought up. Oh, Rich is on mute. Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
Sorry, what's up?
No, nothing. I thought you were talking. I'm like, what's is there something wrong here? Am I...
Somebody said that. What did he say? Oh, I should change my name to Richard Dobbins. Then I said, well, Gary already has a brother named Richard.
If you're scrounging Dobbins, cool. Let's see. SLX MGL. I know Gramps is a fan of the MGL. I think what American Legacy has the SLX MGL combo on.
That's
Like,
that went on the 12 days of Christmas sale today. So I think it's like $169 for the whole combo.
Outdoor Angling says, hey, Debo. Local shop has sales. Yeah, always hit your local shops up. I've got a super good guy. I haven't been over there with the whole, Rona stuff. I honestly don't go out. I'm kind of a hermit with one of my close family members having cancer now and going through treatments. Like I try to stay extra careful because that's priority number one for me. I don't care if I don't have friends and stuff, if they don't want to, my family comes first.
Right.
But yeah, there was you know exactly what I'm talking about, Gramps. There was a cool local shop here. And the cool thing about local shops is because they set their own prices, I'm not going to say go in and haggle with them, but like, I know when I would go up to the desk and have a bunch of stuff and I'm like, anything else new? He's like, oh yeah, I'll throw in a couple of these for you. Like they're just, they want return business. So go back, hit those guys up and you can kind of build that. The only thing, and he's not that way. I don't even remember the name of it. But like, and this is more with like, I think the Pew Pew community, maybe, I don't know, because we don't have a bunch of the local tackle shops, but I'm big into Pew Pew stuff, and the local Pew Pews around here, like if you're not part of their inner circle, like I feel like they'll snob you out. And I don't know if some of the tackle shops are that way, if you're not one of the regulars and stuff. I don't know, just something to think about. If you go in and you feel like they're kind of ignoring you at first, you might have to kind of strike up conversation with them.
Yeah. You get the good stuff.
Yeah.
So you got any extra 9mm back there? Oh, how are you, strange guy?
Yeah, I don't know you. Oh, I know so-and-so. Oh, okay, sure. Oh, here's a good one. Chris, my guy Chris, fellow Iowan. I'm going to try to hook up with Chris next year for a while. Oh, God, I didn't even read the whole thing. All I saw was a favorite bait. Can everyone name their favorite bait? And if it's not, damn it, Chris. So
that's great.
He totally freaking goaded me into that. And I read the first part of it and it's our favorite bait. We have to get our, I'll cheers to that, Chris. Well played. We have to get our Googan question. People, I think that I'm a Googan hater, or I don't even know. I don't even know why it's still a thing, but I always get a Googan question. I don't hate the Googans. I'm not against the Googans. Like Randy and I have said before, we use some of their stuff. Here's a secret tip. The mini trench hog on a naked chatterbait was one of his secrets. I'm going to say that because it's not on. I think we've lost Randizzle to the better half. I mean, he used to be on every week. Now it's I'm with the old ladies. So
it's happening. I get it.
We still love you, Dizzle. We'll get you on. But the naked chatter, which just means no skirt on it. Just cut the skirt off, or if you have one, lose the skirt. And he was putting the mini. I don't know what size they are. We'll go over and check real quick. I never got any, but I know he was a big fan of it. We'll look here. We'll go over to the Googies. The old Googies. I give Randy crap all the time saying he's just an absolute Googan lover. You look at any of his stuff and he's got all the Googan stuff in there. We give each other crap. I have nothing against the Googans. 4.65 inches. And this color, actually, I'm in love with. I'm not even going to lie. Green pumpkin purple. Y'all know I'm a sucker for that. And Randy got some of those. I'm like, dude, that color is money.
The shape of that bait just kills me.
Dude,
I love
it.
Lunker, I know, but Lunker's just had to put his little twist on that bait. That's the 12-year-old in me talking.
Which was what? What he? Oh gosh.
It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. Well, Gramps. Jesus. Interesting. I never saw that before. Well, let's see. Can everyone name their favorite bait? And if it's not, Googan explain. My favorite bait. It depends if we're talking like ability to catch fish or just fishing. Like if I could go out and burn days, and I've done it, and I've pissed Randizzle off, I'll burn a whole day. If I get one blow up on a frog, I'll burn a whole day frogging. I'm like, dude, I had that blow up. Like it could be on. He's like, we need to leave. We need to go fish this. He's like, why are we still here 2 hours later? You haven't any more blow ups? Yeah. I'm like, shut your mouth. There could be frogfish around here. So that would be mine, just for fun.
So with that, what's your favorite Googan bait then? So we'll play Chris's game here.
Well, now I can't play that because it was the trench hog. Now, like you said, what I've seen, I can't unseen.
Fair enough.
The Googan baits. I don't know that Rattlin' Ned for sure.
Okay.
Rattlin' Ned. I think the Rattlin' Ned is underrated. They were the first Ned rig that I threw that had an actual rattle in it, and I believe it did make a difference.
So we used to add those glass rattles and baits back when I was a kid. I remember those days.
Yep.
And I even remember the days that you could get the little rattles that were in like the little metal cylinder with a hook on it that you put into tubes.
Yep. I remember the jigs back in the day used to have like the metal or the rubber collar where you could put like the little plastic rattles on the bottom too.
Yeah, I know somebody who still makes jigs like that.
I don't know where the other color is. It was like
there it is.
Black flash, and the other color I got was like, it wasn't spray lettuce, it was like a greenish. Oh, green pumpkin goby. Those were the two that I used. And I had a lot of luck with both of them.
Yeah, I've actually got some of those.
How about you guys? Favorite lure and then favorite googie lure, if you have one.
So my favorite lure, anybody who knows me these days anyway, is a chatterbait, because I can do so many things with it and throw it so many different ways. Favorite Googan bait is the little juicy jig with a bandito bug on it, because I can skip and throw that thing anywhere, and it seems like every year it catches me one of my biggest fish. So I've always got a supply of bandito bugs and the little juicy jigs. So that's my favorite Googan combo.
How about you, Rich?
All right, so I would say my favorite bait to throw is probably the frog.
Is it? Okay. I thought you were going to say jig over that.
But my most productive and like my confidence bait in a tournament would be a jig. Yeah. Which this jig does have those little rattle collars on it. So.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Hold on. I'll make you bigger. Solo. Rich will show you there. Yeah, it's got like the little black, and they're kind of weird because it's like a little plastic cylinder, and it's got like a metal bead at the end, and then like a one bead or like little bearing deal inside. And when you shake it, it's like a
And yours are made of tungsten too, aren't they?
Yeah, these are tungsten jigs. Yep.
Yeah, I need to get on and order some of those. I want to. That's one of the ones I wanted to throw more next year. I like the arty style head. I like being able to skip.
Black, blue, green pumpkin. So it's basically a tramp stamp. Right?
Yep. I can throw that one with any number of trailers on it and cover everything I'd want to do with a jig. So
I throw this one and a black, brown, green pumpkin. Those are my two, and then I vary the trailers. So favorite Googan bait, I don't have one. The only Googan bait that I've ever thrown was the clickbait, and that was hot garbage in my opinion. I actually sent them to somebody recently for free, but I just got them for a video to see how they would compare to a chatterbait custom and a super bait collection and a few other things. But I have not thrown any other baits. They seem like they'd be good. They just, most of them to me, the soft baits especially, seem inspired by other baits. Mm-hmm. And I would just rather throw the brush hog instead of a trench hog, and I'd rather throw a Strike King rage bug instead of a bandito bug, and I'd rather, on and on and on. So, I mean,
and it's like I've said before, they did the same thing that Strike King did. They went to Steve-O and licensed the.
I'm not knocking them, and to me, their marketing is so good, and they made they don't need me. I'll support the other brands that have been a little more OG, and I guess that's why I don't. I mean, if I was in a pinch, right, and I was going into a local bait store at a tournament to get some rage craws, and they didn't have them, I'd probably grab some clacking claws for the tournament or whatever, right? But so.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people, because I get it. It's the same thing over and over. I have Strike King rage bugs, and then I have bandito bugs. The way that they're made, they're the same basic shape, and they do the same action. It's just one is more like a Yamamoto bait, and one is more like a dinger, if you will. So it's just a matter of what fall rate you're looking for and what you're trying to get out of it, and they work. So
and the other thing I hear is I hear people complain about how durable they are, and they don't get very many fish on them. So
I don't buy Senkos for durability. I buy them to catch fish.
But I'm saying like people people complain about the Googan baits that way, and I was like, well,
They
I
are
already know what I'm
literally
getting
the
with-
same consistency as a Cinco because they met with Gary Yamamoto to kind of come up with how they were going to do this.
That's what people say. Yeah, people compare the two, and that's
Yeah.
like what I say.
And
People rag
I
on
like
Googan
trying to be fair and across the board, so that's why I kind of absorb all of that info to counter. You know, it's like
that's been a thing with soft plastics all over the whole industry. Like I've said that before too. It's you definitely get a different, unique. Not only is salt going to add the sink rate. Obviously, the more salty a bait is, it loses durability. It's got a faster sink rate. But you also definitely get a different action out of a bait that has more salt in it. So it's kind of a trade-off. I can make a bait. I've made them out in my garage with no salt. Super
it's like
tough,
people
right?
don't know that we can go buy molds and make our own baits.
Right.
These guys aren't inventing the wheel again. It's just mass produced.
So yeah, I have nothing against them. Like Rich said, they're marketing geniuses, and I think that's why a lot of people hate them. They're jealous. That's just my 2 cents. But yeah, I don't watch them or anything, but I have nothing against those guys. Rod Grady said SLX MGL deal is over on American Legacy Fishing. Gramps hat has it on right now. American Legacy. Look them up. What else? Oh, so one I was gonna say, Kevin Harris is Yep. I feel like I need to. What is that? Sorry, Randall. We love you. Just want to wear a cargo kilt in the video. Oh man, I can't wait to get him. I bet he would. I'm gonna get him one for Christmas.
I'm telling you.
I got him some ice fishing stuff. I'm gonna find him a cargo kilt. So one that I get a ton. I haven't seen the question. I'm surprised nobody asked after we got asked about our favorite lures. If you could pick one rod and reel, what would you pick? I know we've been asked it before. Rich, I think we talked about this the last live stream you and I were on. It might have been Instagram when we went live together. If you could only pick one. So like I've said before, I can't like lay it down to just one. Yeah. I mean, I go through spurts where I'm like, oh, dude, this reel's my favorite. Oh, maybe this one. Like, Rich and I have said it before. Like, it's going to be the same, a 7-speed reel. So that's what I got this one in, right? Oh no, see, I'm lying. I picked up this one. I think it might have been the only one they left us a 6.2, but it's going to be like a 7-speed reel, like 150 size reel with a 7 to 7.2 or 7.3 is my favorite, but like 7 foot to 7.4, medium heavy, fast action rod that's a little bit soft. So it's more of like a moderate fast, rated up to like 1 ounce. And that's my favorite doodle. Like I can pretty much do anything on that. So, but for brand, I mean, I don't know. This year, I don't even know how I could pick. Somebody asked me to do that, like pick your favorite in each category, like your favorite chatterbait, your favorite spinnerbait, your favorite, and like just pick a bunch and talk about them. Like, damn, I don't even know if I could pick a favorite, like one rod and one reel, and like put them on and say this is my favorite. Like,
I mean, I could say my favorite. You know, if it was like you can only use one for the like I can't do that. But like, which one do I like to pick up and fish the most? Would be my currently would be a champion Dobbins Champion Extreme 745.
Are those the black and blue ones?
No, that's the fancy orange ones.
Oh, fancy.
But a very similar rod that I was very impressed with for about $100 less is the XP, the black and blue 744C, which is their jig special rod.
I think that's
super impressed with that rod.
Dude, I love that rod. Hold on.
That thing, like, if I was going to go, like, I love my HP 745s and wouldn't get rid of them. But if knowing what I know now, I don't know that I would spend the extra $100 to get the HP over the XP for that particular model. Like I honestly couldn't look anybody in the eye and go, you absolutely should spend $100 more for the HP.
Yeah.
That XP, that particular model, that XP is really a sweet rod. And for a Dobbins 4 power, it fishes more like a 5 power compared to some of their other rods.
Yeah, I have the 704 Texas rig jig, Carolina rig, spinnerbait, up to 1 ounce, and 10 to 20 pound line. Like this rod, this is the one y'all saw me fish the new Z slide on. This rod was, and that's a DEBO. Saying I don't fish football jigs, that's a DEBO football jig that I tied in my own crawl that I poured. But dude, this thing, it's up there as one of my favorites of the year. It's for sure on my list. There's something about this rod, and like it's so hard to be able to tell people how a rod feels because I've got an old Arc Sniper rod, which I think still to this day is probably my favorite palming rod that I have. And I've told the Arc story on here that I probably will never buy another Arc rod because of their customer service. They weren't super bad. It was just, I've told the story before, but I think as far as fit in hand, they don't even make the Sniper anymore. That, like, the way that thing molded, and that's always the thing for me. This is one that feels good. Like when you get this on, like, I don't know, there's just some the trigger are a little bit too far back, and I don't have monstrous hands, but some of them just don't fit me right. And this is, yeah, it's definitely one of the comfortable ones. So I would echo Rich on that. I think that's probably my favorite Dobbins rod so far.
I mean, I don't have my favorite reel on my favorite rod. Which my favorite rod would be the Dobbins Champion XP. I think it's the 733C. It's a 7.3 medium heavy fast action, but is
that what you're throwing your stupid tube on?
Yep, it's the one you told me to throw it on. That's the first rod I got at American Legacy Fishing, but Seiko's Flukes, that stupid tube, spinner baits. I can probably throw a real light jig on it. If I were going to pair it up with a reel, that it's actually the one that's on my chatterbait rod, and I'd have to speed it up, but I'd want the 7-gear ratio, that 21 zillion. That's just been my favorite reel all year long. So if I had to say I'm only going to go fishing with one combo, it would be that zillion on that 733 for sure, because I can probably do any kind of fishing that I would want to do on that combo.
I don't even know how I didn't think of that. Yeah, zillion for sure, my favorite reel of the year, without question.
Yeah, I haven't bought one of those, but I think there's a pretty good chance I'll have one before spring.
Yeah, it'd be a good time to get one.
Let's see, what other questions do we have? Oh yeah, somebody said the Chatterbait Customs are under, over on, I posted on my Instagram. I was running.
That was one of their deals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the 25 days of savings. If you don't know, 2:00 Central Time every day they come up with a new deal. And Chatterbugs, and also I actually like these a lot. These are the Aaron Martins, the heavy cover or whatever. I played with these last year. Yep, the Shockblade Pro. You can see.
There's another good thing on that page. You should flip back when you're done talking about that.
So anyway, this one it's covered, and the other one on here, real quick before I forget, is the Cross Eyes. $7. If you're a bank angler, I've preached it. I'm telling you guys, it's got 2 wire deals here. You can see it from above. They form like a V. What's going on here?
Yeah, they're marked down to $6.99 on T-Dub right now.
Yeah, I was going to order some more. What the hell? Can't. Well, anyway, they've got 2 wires here that form a V as your wire guard or hook guard. Awesome for bank angling because you don't get hung up every second cast. But whoever that was talking about the customs. Yeah, they're the price of a normal. Upgraded hook, upgraded line tie. Some people don't like that one, but
the customs are they're awesome. Like they're definitely my number 2.
Yep. Behind what I'm assuming Jackhammer is your number 1 of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Custom. Be Height Delight. I've had a ton of luck on that one.
Oh, that's a great one.
They have.
I actually like the line tie on the customs better than I like the jackhammers.
You like this little thing?
That little
a lot of people
twist
hate
clip.
that one.
It's solid, especially if you like to fish braid and you're around big fish, you'll never open one of those up. But you can pop the clips on a jackhammer on a big fish with braid.
Yeah,
now, I've seen somebody on Bass U talk about they swap those out or the clips out and they put in the oval split rings. And I can't remember who that was. I need to go back and find that episode, but that was something I'm going to goof around with this over winter is gearing.
They take the ones off the jackhammer because they're snap clips.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh, so yeah, this is the only thing I'll say is sometimes this makes me nervous, so I'll just kind of pinch this.
Yeah,
maybe it's never an issue, but this piece right here is open. So I just always whenever I grab one out, I always just take my pliers and just pinch it a little bit. It just makes me feel better. I like Rich said, I've never had one open up, but I don't know. Just makes me nervous. Anyway, that color is great. The breaking bream or bluegill. What else? And what were you saying, Rich?
Yeah, flip back. So bottom right there. This is a good tip. The queen, what is it? The Switchblades. So back to people like you were talking about bank anglers, people, co-anglers, people that need to pack light. get you a pack of these, and you can turn any jig with a vertical line tie into a chatterbait, and then it would be you can either take the weed guard off, or you can do the weed guard in, and then you've got yourself a weedless chatterbait, which then you don't have to carry chatterbaits and jigs. You buy a pack of these blades, you throw them in the box, and you can convert your jigs on and off to bladed jigs. So, I mean, if you need to pack light and not have tons of gear, this is a great thing. And I keep some in my boat just in case, because I never know, like, if I need to make a certain color or weight or something like that, I've got those if I ever need to do some kind of crazy thing in a tournament and make it happen. So,
yeah, I was going to pick some up and didn't. I should grab some on sale. I made an order, I don't know, like Monday, and now they're coming.
What's another order? I mean,
yeah. It might have been like, 2 weeks ago? I don't know, whatever that was.
I mean,
and I just put in an order today for someone. It's not going to me. It's going to somebody else.
Oh. Did you reply to my email?
Yeah, I replied to you.
Okay, maybe I didn't see it. I was busy at hockey, so all right.
Rich and I might have a fun shared video here.
Would we call it a collab? Is that what the kids call it these days?
A collab, yeah. Ken Starks, what did DEBO'S say? Lures don't catch fish; they catch fishermen. So here's my thought process on that. I go back and forth on this because there's trolls on the internet. Shocker, right? That will say, oh, if you use anything besides a twister tail or a jig, everything else is just stupid, So here's my thought process on this. Fishing, bass fishermen especially, I think, because like if you're just a recreational, I'm going to throw a worm or minnow on a bobber, like those people don't really get into it, right? But I feel like it's bass fishermen, maybe other anglers too, but I feel like bass fishermen are the most notorious for this. They're always trying to find that secret lure, right? They always want to have that instant gratification. If I found the lure that works, nobody else has found it. However, if I didn't try a bunch of lures, so far and away, besides a frog, spinnerbait, for example, is confidence bait. Number one confidence bait, like with a frog. But if I hadn't tried a chatterbait or tried a chatterbait weedless Custom Z, whatever the hell the name of that one is, cross eyes, weedless. Like if I hadn't tried these different lures, I wouldn't find what works in certain areas. So to a point, I understand that yes, I could still throw a Tequila Sunrise 8-inch worm like my dad did 20 years ago and catch a bunch of bass. But there's other worms that I found that I like better. And the other part of fishing that I say is like fishing is its own sickness. I love fishing and I love going out. But as you can see, I love buying gear. Like it's just like collecting antiques. It's like buying up. Like I like to try different things, and most bass anglers are guilty of it. You like to buy stuff and try stuff,
Yeah, and I think I was going to do a video about this, but just to kind of paraphrase, I think in subconsciously, I think we all think to some degree that a new bait is going to be the magic bait and is going to be the shortcut, the easy button, the cure all that's going to, you know what I mean? It's like, it's going to turn us in from catching 3 fish a day to 30 fish a day because we got that bait that somebody told us to get. Sorry, my shirt. Right. Like, I think that's what we're all hoping is like, rather than putting in the work to find the fish and pattern them and do the seasonal patterns and like actually break it down, we just think, man, if I get that OG Tiny Slim, or if I get that, that Jackham, or if I get this trailer, like that's going to change everything, right? Part of it is fun and experimenting, but I think the root of it, right, is that like, oh, this is going to be the one. If I get this rod, I'm going to catch every fish in the lake. If I get this lure, like it's going to be so easy, right? Like that's what fuels it.
I agree. And we're at an hour. You guys got a little bit to stay on? If I do a giveaway, are we going to stay on for that? You guys can jump off at any time too. Don't feel obligated to. I can chat all night. Since I skipped a live, we're going to do this. So as always, when I do the, I don't know if I can leave that up there and share. I'll just close the tech warehouse. I don't know what I'm doing. As always, when I do the share, I always give a shout out. Thank you, Gramps, for showing me the StreamYard giveaway. Makes my life 8 million times easier because I don't have to come up with questions, and then people aren't saying, well, mine shows I was first on mine. And I'm like, well, you must have Walmart internet like Randy because I don't see that. Okay, so let's say hashtag. Gosh, I'm going to make people say this in the comments to make up for their poor performance loss. Let's see. How do I? Oh, yep, I have to go down to share. Like I told you, every time I do this, it's like the first time I've ever shared. There we go. Hashtag Hawks. You'll have to put hashtag Hawks in here. and because you have to admit that they're essentially the best Big Ten team. And if I see a bunch of comments saying that, I'm gonna assume that you all agree that the Hawks are the best Big Ten team. So I'm not forcing you to put it. You don't have to put it. But if I see it, yeah, I'm getting a bunch of people agree. That's crazy.
I gotta look up the basketball schedule. That reminds me.
Oh man. So the basketball team, I'm gonna cut them slack. They've lost 3 in a row now. We lost to Iowa State, that one stung. I wish we could have won that one.
Dude, you didn't walk into a building that you haven't won a game in 18 years and melt a 22-point lead and lose a game.
It was rough. And then Jordan Bohannon, apparently, I didn't read it before, but apparently he left a pair of his old shoes there that said like thanks for the memories or something, go Hawks or something like that. I don't remember. And then he ended up coming back to because it's his 6th year or 5th year or whatever because of COVID. So everybody was booing him, and I'm like, oh man. But anyway, put in hashtag Hawks or hashtag Hawks. Giving away 3 custom painted Debo lures. Got a perch. Oh, I've still got the hashtag Hawks thing up there. I guess I should show you real quick. Well, I think I can do this and do solo layout. Oh, boom. Look at that. It's like I'm a pro with this. 3 lures if you want them. I've got an old custom half and half. I want to do some more of those. Purple and chartreuse, kind of the Burley colors, I guess. And then an old perch. And then a Debo sticker.
A Debo sticker.
A Debo sticker.
Yes.
Found a few. My brother Martin makes my stickers. I need to get in touch with Martin. I haven't talked to him. We work together, and working at home, we don't get to talk hardly ever. So I need to get merch. The problem is I don't have time to do merch. I barely have time to run my crankbait stuff and ship stuff out. Hashtag QB wanted. Yes, that's true, Chris. We definitely need a quarterback. I did see we got that safety though. We got that safety, that 5-star safety though. Went to the Hawks over Ohio State and Notre Dame. Xavier something. So that's pretty cool. And what's his name's not playing in the bowl? Why can't I think of his name? Iowa running back said he's going to the NBA or NBA draft.
NBA,
NFL draft.
He's saving himself for the big leagues.
He's going into the draft. Apparently he's going NFL and trying to get paid, which I can't blame him. There's a chance you get hurt in the bowl game and screw yourself over. So, okay, let's see.
100 people
we have 230 people in, only 100 entries.
Better get in there.
That don't want to admit that the Hawks are the best Big Ten team?
I went down that road.
You have that much pride that you're not going to put it? I'll answer a couple questions in here.
I'm going to buy me a Debo crankbait. Bang it. I told you what I'm doing with it.
Let's see.
Support the man.
Okay, here we go. YouTube cause lures catch fish and fishermen, and that's okay. Helps the fishing community and creative ideas turn into people's livings. Yeah, you know what? I feel like the fishing community is overcritical on a lot of stuff. Like there's 2 sides. You've got the anglers that are great and like helpful and will kind of do anything. Then you've got like the kind of sweet. Whoop.
My cat is just Here's the funny thing. My kitty sleeps in my windowsill, and she'll fall asleep and then roll off the ledge that I put up here for her to sit on. So she's dazed and confused.
Cat problems. I'm allergic to cats. Fun Debo fact: I am highly allergic to cats. Can't stand cats because of that reason. It's not that I don't like cats.
My wife and daughter filled my house with cats. Yeah.
Love dogs though. Okay, we're gonna draw 113 entries in here. 14. By the time I do it, you better have your entry in because I'm drawing 3, 2. I'm gonna wait for it to go 115. I know there's one person out there. There it is. Boom.
Right.
Look at all those Hawk fans. So many of them.
I can't believe that everybody thinks the Hawks are the best Big Ten team.
I didn't think there was 115 people in Iowa that liked fishing. So
Joshua Simonson, that's a pretty sweet.
Yeah, that frog is dope.
I love that frog.
Is that Kermit the Frog here? I don't know what he's doing
with like little meme glasses on.
Yeah.
The only thing I forgot to say, he's in here. So did I win, Joshua? You did win. The only thing I forgot to say is you have to be on when I pick the winner to win. So Joshua, hit me up on Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. If not, do
Send a carrier pigeon.
Huh? Yep, send a carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
DEBO'S fishing at, I called it before I won. Good stuff, brother. DEBO'S fishing at gmail.com. So either email me or Instagram me. And we're gonna keep talking fishing. Joshua Simonson. Joshua, congratulations. We're gonna keep going. So let's see. What else do we have? I feel like we could go for a good hour and a half, another 15 minutes here or so.
Oh yeah.
What other questions do I have that I want to answer for the end of the year? We talked about baits and lures. Gramps, did you ever give your answer? What's one thing you want to work on this year?
Man, I mean, obviously I want to, the frog is going to be the go-to. So I'm going to focus on that. Now, the cool thing is we're supposed to fly down to Florida in March to visit my daughter who's down there in nursing school, and Mr. Steve Chapman from the Get Your Fish On channel is about maybe an hour away. So he said if I brought my frog down, and I know he has some, but I kept the one that was in his monster bass box. And he said he would take me out, we go down and I'll spend a day with him doing do a little collab, and he'll take me out to some of his frog ponds down there and get me on a good frog fish. So I'm like, first time in Florida, frog fish. What can go wrong? I probably shouldn't dare say that, but so yeah, I want to do the frog. So that'd be kind of cool. Because Hellabass cracked me up at that day, that clip the other day where he's ice fishing with the frog. So that was awesome.
Debo knows what you're talking about because he doesn't watch content, so he doesn't know what you're talking about.
That was the best clip.
I did see yours. No,
you probably saw it on Instagram. Is where you?
I saw it on Instagram. Yep. Yeah. I only watch Instagram. Well, I shouldn't say I only watch Instagram. I go over to YouTube once in a while. I'm like the worst YouTube friend you can have because I don't go out and watch other people's videos. I don't thumb up. Very rare. Like if I have free time or if I see something pop up, I'm honestly a lot more apt to throw on a live when I'm doing something because I can multitask. So like if you guys are going live or whatever, I try to always throw that on, or for any of the other guys. But going out and just sitting and watching a video,
it's hard to take time. I understand completely.
Fish Daddy 401 with another donation. Just wanted to say real quick, I make lures that catch both fish and fishermen. He's saying, yes, you do. You make some beautiful stuff, brother. You and your wife.
It's called research.
Huh?
It's called research.
Watching
other content.
I do that quite a bit too. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, speaking of, somebody sent me this on Instagram. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known it. Randy Blockhot or something, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Is that funny? Have you guys seen
the way you pronounced his name like he was nobody? You never heard of him. That was awesome.
Oh, I didn't until it's been a while ago. People started sharing stuff. I didn't know who he was. Apparently, somebody was saying he's a pro, and
he was a pro.
Yeah, he's something. He's something.
I don't know. It looked cool though. He had a chatterbait modification where you remove the skirt and fish it with a tube trailer. Seen it blowing up on YouTube. It was Randy's.
Yeah.
So
there's him and two other guys that are kind of together, if you will. They know each other. They're kind of like we are right here. So one of them put out this, I'm leaking a secret. And then 2 days later, magically, Randy comes out with this, the secret has been revealed.
Well, it's smart. It's smart marketing. They're playing with each other off of
yes, exactly.
Yeah, Randy has some good stuff, but he also has some stuff that's really weird and out there. That's really like super clickbaity. So I don't know.
He's finding his way along.
He's doing well.
He apparently doesn't advance enough in the tournaments to have much time because he has plenty of time to make these videos.
Well, that's the tough part is so I feel like YouTube has changed because I used to not do super clickbaity titles. I would just do bank fishing with a spinnerbait. And if it had a good thumbnail.
Fish with a spinnerbait today.
Now it's something has changed. I was averaging 3,000 subs consistently. I'm down to I think 600, 500 this month. Tanking.
Yeah.
And I've said, I said it on another one. I'm let me know in the comments below if my videos are just not very good, if there's something I can do. And there's 2 people that just said it's your videos. Your videos suck. I see other people growing. I'm like, well, I asked for it. At least you're honest. I appreciate that. I'd rather you be honest to me.
No, I think if you look at the channels across the board, views are down, subs are down. It's just
it's weird. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I've seen Randy's stuff.
What we're seeing is we're on the the backhand side of the COVID, right? Like most people saw a big boost, right?
Yeah.
During the pandemic, and now I think it's regressing to the mean right now. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like, but like it's gonna, I think that's. I mean, you got to remember, there's like 2 million people bought fishing light or whatever the number was, right?
Yeah.
A lot of those people were watching videos learning about fishing, but now their kids are back to soccer and they're back to, their 50-hour a week job is now 50 hours a week again. It's not 15 like it was for a while. You know what I mean? Like, it's just priorities are coming back in place, and there's just not that many people, there's not as many views on YouTube. So everybody's down a little bit right now. Plus it's the holidays and it's back to school. And
and these months typically are the slowest.
And I won't lie, this is the time of year I'm watching, like you said, football, basketball, where generally I'd be even on YouTube or making videos myself too. But, I'm still a sports fan too. So,
yeah, Jesse, I would say, definitely check out Randy's channel. There was that one, and somebody else shared another one that was a good tip that he gave. But he's pretty low key, like he was just talking in front of a camera, talking about the stuff. So, I mean,
he's usually driving in his car.
Like
that's his normal thing.
Yeah,
driving in his car. He was just.
He used to drive with his kids in the back, but he got too many negative comments about that, so he stopped recording with his kids in the back.
Yeah, people wanted him to pay attention to what he was doing. He seems to do a lot more in his little shop there or sitting outside too. So but they're very down to earth kids running around in the background.
That's what I like. Yeah, he was just a dude talking, and I like that. So I don't know enough about the guy to say good or bad, but naked chatterbaits, I will say definitely catch fish. It's something I've done for a long time. I like just a paddle tail. A Reaction Innovation Skinny Dipper is a pike destroyer here if you're in the Midwest, which I wish I could go out on the boat and target pike more, because the places we used to catch pike at, water's down like 3 and 4 feet here in Iowa over this past year. Stupid, because it's destroyed a lot of the good bank fishing spots that we used to go to. Part of the river arms that Randy and I used to go to and destroy pike. So it sucks, but a naked chatterbait with a paddle tail on it destroys pike. Let's see.
I saw where a hit dog at 951 asked what my favorite frog would be. And of course, we all know. I think if there's going to be one that I catch one on, it's going to be that one. I think that you turn beyond that freak.
This one right here, the Spro.
Yep, that'd be the one. So I really like that. I've had a lot of good bites on it. I got to do my part.
Yeah, this one's pretty gnarled. This one I had like 2 good days on it, and it's already tore up. This is the worst frog fishing year I've had. Somebody asked, Eliza said, Intuitive Angling is Randy's channel. If you want to go check him out. Dersh, my guy Dersh, always in support, and I always appreciate you, brother. Ice fishing season in New Hampshire, my channel is the opposite. My subs and views are growing at the moment. Yeah, there's a number of people that blow up. People hate my ice fishing stuff, but there's some channels that just
guys like Sobe crush it in the wintertime.
Yeah, there's a guy called he popped up. I'd never heard of the guy, and it's funny because now that I looked up his channel because of this video, I've seen a bunch of stuff of him on Instagram. He just hit 100,000 subs on YouTube. I just saw it today. I saw it. I'm like, Jace Simmons.
Jay Siemens.
Yep, I think he's in Canada. So the deal was I was going to surprise Dad and get a Garmin Panoptics. I thought they were like $1,500. I didn't realize the whole ice fishing bundle was like $3,000. So I wanted to do some research. I haven't got one yet because I don't know if I'm going to buy one, because that's a lot of damn money to go ice fishing. But anyway, I was looking up videos because I was talking to a subscriber, subscribe fishing friend on Instagram, who was talking here in Iowa and said, hey, you could come use my stuff. He's got a live scope and then a Garmin like 360 or something. I am not an electronics guy. There's that one, and then there's another one. Jay Simmons did a video on all 3 of them compared, which I thought was pretty BA. That's going to be super helpful for people.
Some of those guys, the pros, I mean, they have all 3 running on their rigs just because. I mean,
I know people around here. My dad's buddy has a Panoptics, and he's like, dude, you can turn it. They were finding crappie here locally, and that first night they went out, it was actually 2 or 3 years ago when I was ice fishing. That video where Dad and I got skunked, like we each had like a couple bluegill. That exact same night, they were out on the water. We didn't know it until Dad talked to him the next day. and they caught a 16-inch crappie, 15-inch crappie, and like just a ton of slabs over on a brush pile. Exact same lake, exact same night we were there, and we were just kind of hole hopping with the, like 3 hours after work.
My cousin, who I was supposed to fish with this year, he's got Panoptics on his crappie boat, and they kill them. I mean, it's like playing a video game. You can see where they're at, and I'm going to get in the boat with him next year and do some videos on that as well.
See, that's my thing, is I don't know how to use the damn things. Like if I had a good buddy that could show me everything, I'd be a lot more comfortable with it.
I don't think it's that hard.
It's probably not. I don't want to waste the money and then feel like I got the wrong one, and that'd be like, I should have got this one.
I think if you got the ice bundle, as long as you got the mounts, you'd be able to put it on the aluminum kayak too.
See, I even thought about doing something like that too, because then you're getting all kinds of uses out of it, and it's more portable. I'm wondering what day we're going to see co-anglers and bass tournaments do that exact thing, where they're hanging it out of the back of a pro's boat and looking in other directions. If I'm going to be fishing out deep with somebody else who I can't cast where he's fishing, why not have a portable system like that to be able to go out and be a co-angler? I mean, do you think that's going to be a thing someday, Rich?
I don't know. I stopped listening after Bottom Line Basson's comment. I didn't hear what you said.
Dersh, just to finish off, brother, thank you always for donating. You donate every single freaking live. You must not be working the graveyard shift today. But he said, when I heard views were going down for everyone, it's motivated me to work harder. That's the thing that I've said too. I've talked to a few other YouTubers, and I'm like, the thing is, there's a way to do it. There's still channels that are growing. There's still channels, maybe I've got to do something different. Maybe I've got to change some stuff up. I know I could update the quality, try to get in like more shots, more B-roll. It's just a time thing. Like I don't have the time. So I'm trying to find fun, different ways to change up my stuff, make it a little bit better. But if you ever have like comments, anything I can do to make my videos better, I'm always up for feedback. Oh, there's Baitman.
Yeah, look at his latest comments. He's
Baxter, are you okay?
Hotel, man.
Oh, there it is. I just clicked on that one. Yep, trying to find I saw his thing. I was going to reach out to him. I thought I had your phone number. Apparently, I don't have your cell phone.
I'll put it on the screen. Everybody can call him.
Somebody asked me about you, and I said no. I saw a thing on Instagram that said he was okay, just no power.
If somebody near Kentucky Lake has an extra generator, let us know if the Baitman can borrow.
Yeah, that was some bad stuff that came through last night.
Yeah,
we were right between the two bad systems, and I'm lucky, but man.
Yeah, Baitman, stay safe, brother. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. I know. Yeah, I think they were saying like upwards of 100 people. Like we had a bad one come through Iowa. It's been a while ago. That wasn't too far from us, and like the damage is just, you see it on TV and it just doesn't really hit. We got hit by the flood here in Cedar Rapids where I live, and literally we had like our whole downtown was like street signs, like 3 feet under the water. Like we literally had, I don't remember how much in damage they said. Same thing with the derecho. We had the derecho go through here that destroyed like 300,000 some trees. And you just can't really fathom the damage until you see it. So my thoughts definitely go out to them.
Yeah. So no good.
You said there was a comment from someone you were wanting?
Yeah. My wife's uncle had a street off Wilson Street there, a house off Wilson there, with like the tech museum, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, what? Yeah. I actually used to live down there.
Yeah. And his house even was, the basement got flooded out even that, which is not even close to the river. Like it's,
well, that was the thing, is we had a 500-year flood plan, meaning that like once in every 500 years it'll flood that far, like off from the river, and it went past that. Like the damage was insane. But yeah, thoughts out to all them.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Matthew Acevedo in the house, one of my swim bait guys. Matthew, have you thrown that swim bait anymore? Glad to hear you go, Baitman. Couldn't message you on Insta because his account got disabled. Well, quit doing naughty stuff. Hopefully I can commit more time. People want to understand Gearshore, but I can't tell you how many channels. Hey, this is why I keep doing it. Now, I only read part of this. Maybe I should have read the rest of it. I understand wanting to grow and reach more people, but I can't tell you how many channels I've dropped for the clickbait titles and BS vlogs. Well, I'm glad that wasn't something else, because I got goaded by Chris earlier by only reading half of it. I thought he was going to say, I understand you wanting to reach and grow more people, but I can't tell you. I thought I was going to say, like, I appreciate your videos. I'm glad it wasn't. I can't tell you how
it's tricky though, because there's so much competition and there's so much like every time you put up a video, your thumbnail gets, in suggestion with all those other people, and you have to make it stand out. right? The title and the thumbnail needs to stand out. So you kind of got to like walk that line. You don't want to be like cops call, blah, 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 like, Walmart, that kind of stuff. But you do need to like kind of put a spin on it and spice it up, because otherwise you're not like, even your subscribers, they're going to see it and they're just going to scroll, like, because there's so much information for them to take in.
That's just it.
And they get like half a second to decide whether they want to stop and click.
And you said even with your subscribers, the thing is, I'm like 60-40, which is pretty good. Even like 60 or 35, 65. Do I even know numbers right now? To subscribe versus unsubscribe, 60% to 70% of the people that watch my videos are not even subscribed.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
And that's actually a really good rate if you go through and look at the average, various channels.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that don't know that there's little red buttons. Oh, does I have to pay for that? And I had somebody the other day say they watch all of their content on their Roku, and they always wondered how people were doing comments. They didn't know that you could actually log into a computer or a phone and be able to comment. They just watch the streams and the videos on their TV.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a couple. This just got into a couple things for me. So one, Rock on Bassin with the 20 bomb. Thank you, brother. I had butter chicken beforehand here, and it's just like, it's kicking old Debo in the gut. I'm burping up all sorts of butter chicken. I love Indian food, but man, my gut does not love it. Rock on. Thank you, brother. He said, thank you for always being you and appreciate it. So that was what I was on the other comment. I hope I called you out your name. But that's why I do it. I get the people saying, like, I did MMA for 13 years. And for me, it was always way more fulfilling for me to corner somebody and say, I won that fight because of something you showed me, or, this, that, and the other. Way more rewarding for me to hear that than for me to go in the ring and win a fight. I got so anxious and nervous to fight. Like, it wasn't worth it. Same thing for you. Well, same thing for when you karate chop your wire earbuds. Same thing for YouTube. Like, that's what keeps me going is, people saying, dude, you helped me, because there's been a number of times Randy actually saved it. One thing I can credit Randizzle for is keeping me on YouTube, because I was at one of my lowest of lows. Was that last year? And I was pretty much done. I was full set on I'm done. I'm not touching it again. And Randy pulled me away from that. And since then, it's been a lot of the people just good comments, thank you for helping me. Thank you for doing what you do. And it's like,
and that's what drives me. I don't have a huge following and all that, but one or two of those in an email or Instagram or tagging me in a post, seeing somebody out with their, one of the guys tagged me with his 18-month-old daughter and their little bitty spinning rod. They caught a, little 12-inch bass. Yep, and it's like, if I had anything to do with that, 100% what I'm here for.
Yeah, man.
That's 100%. Yeah, that's what I love.
I completely agree, dude. Completely agree. I'm not ever going to get rich off this. I never thought there would even be the time I would question doing this full time. If I could find, I don't know,
yeah,
if I could find enough money to use these donations to get earless or wireless earbuds, that's the third time I've cut these out. I've got some. I don't know how to Bluetooth it to my computer. If I can do that, I actually just got some. I'm not very tech savvy, so I need to figure out how to is that a thing? Are you laughing at me? Does that not work?
No, it works. It's just not that hard.
Well, some of us are more tech savvy than others. Shut up, Rich. Chris says, I don't stunt. NetBit makes some good smaller options. So one that I saw them come out with that I want to try, I don't think that bag is here. They came out with a paddle tail that looks very, very similar to the Skinny Dipper and Little Dipper. I want to try it. Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, you can't find those in stock. Like, it seems like the Reaction Innovation stuff is out all the time. So I want to try them. That's another good option. I love the Reaction Innovation stuff, but as much as I've talked them up, they still have not come over and brought a truckload of baits to my house. So.
Now, speaking of which, you asked me things I was going to work on for next year. You kind of got me. I bought some of those, and that's something I'm going to focus on, throwing on the back of jigs and whatnot. I was going to do that more, but I got so involved with the X Zone stuff and fell in love with a lot of those that I kind of made those, but a lot of the Reaction Innovation stuff is stuff I'm going to do next year as well.
Winter butter chicken dinner. It was butter chicken dinner. Man, it's got me all sorts of.
But it's funny you were talking about YouTube and the algorithm and whatnot too, because Mr. Bass pointed something out, and he talked about, the channels with, And you're the anomaly to that. I'll say that. But he was talking about like when you put up fishing videos,
That actually have good looking hosts.
well,
I know.
obviously, yeah, that love the Hawks. But people who it's like you have fishing channels that are successful where the guys are just out fishing, the whole cinematography or the whole POV showing the fishing,
Like
plus
Great
doing live
Blanchard.
streams. Yeah,
Alex Rudd got me turned on to him. I'd never
Yep.
heard of the guy. Like, I think I'd heard of him before. I was on his live.
Yep.
Dude, that dude is killing it. He's one of the guys, like I said, there's still people doing well out there. That dude is destroying it. And he must be, I think from what I've read, he's like one of the best in the kayak scene. Dude, check out his videos. He knows how to catch fish. He seems like a really genuine guy. I've never talked to him.
But he is the kayak version of, a lot of the guys who do the stuff in the boats. But it seems like if you try to be like an all-in-one channel, it maybe doesn't work for a lot of people where you're doing live streams, you're doing unboxings and tackle reviews. Mr. Bass, he says he puts up a fishing video, far less views than just the times where he's doing, tackle reviews, unboxings, because he's the king of unboxings. But, if he puts up an actual fishing video, it just doesn't get as much attention. Whereas those guys who have channels where it's nothing but that kind of thing, then, they seem to strive and do a lot better too. But you're one of the few that I've seen that actually is successful doing live streams, doing unboxings, doing tackle reviews, and going fishing. And a lot of it's probably attributed to the fact that you bank fish a lot, and a lot of people can relate to that.
I think so.
You're kind of really given a good mix of what a lot of those guys are looking for. So that's that's really cool.
And that's something I got away from within the first couple of years of doing YouTube. Some of my I had videos that were just exploding with like gear reviews, reel reviews, and then I kind of got away from that stuff. Like I said, last winter, I had so much stuff I was going to do. I think I did like one gear review, and that is pathetic and not like there's no reason that I shouldn't have had like 50 out. But again,
it's hard to do that because
it's
hard to do it because that's your time to recharge, family time, and
those are also the easiest videos to do.
Well, see, I think that's the part of it. I've had last year. I remember I had like 3 or 4 reviews filmed and everything, and then I deleted them all because I go through this perfection thing where it's like, I want to have good still shots. I want to have good B-roll. I want to show and then I'll shoot like an hour video and be like, no, that's not good enough. And I'll just delete all the footage and try again. Then it's like, I get frustrated with it because it's not perfect.
Yeah.
So it's like, I call it perfectionation instead of procrastination. It's like, I want it to be so perfect that I procrastinate and don't even do it.
Better done than perfect.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just
better done than out. Yeah. I know that, and it's just like when it comes to gear reviews, I take a lot of pride in that, and it's like I want it to turn out like a day of fishing is a day of fishing. Like I'll put whatever in there. If I fall, if I catch fish, but it's like if it's a gear review, and I'll make sure I've thought about it well. Like if people are buying stuff based on my word, like that's a slippery slope for me. I don't want to just throw something out there and have people be like, well, Debo said it was good. It's like I want to make sure I give the pros and the cons, and so I don't know.
Do you ever have anybody like comment or DM you and be like, I can't believe you had me buy that, it's junk?
No.
There you go.
Except for if Top Cat's still in here with my swim bait, I'm sure he's going to just to mess with me. He was the one I was saying earlier. He asked me like for 2 weeks in a row these paintbrush tail glide baits that I painted and put on my website. He's like, I'm interested in one, but for $40, that's a lot to spend. I'd like to see the like the in-water footage. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got some. I'll put it up. 2 weeks I hadn't done it. He just messaged me. He's like, hey, thanks for not putting that footage up. I just bought it anyway. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. So he gave me crap on the beginning of the thing, and I kind of gave my spiel of, if anybody ever buys one of my lures and you're not happy with it, I will return your money and you can keep it. Like, I'm not even gonna go down that road with people. I'm an ops manager. I manage a whole operations team, and I know how that goes. So
there you go, Debo. 1008 Ken Starks. That's
1008.
That's a pretty good compliment right there.
Ken, your production and editing is fantastic. I thought you had a team doing it. You mean because I come out so good on camera? No, that's all natural. No, dude, I don't. My editing is actually pretty basic. Like I don't get into it much. I don't really do a lot with it. I could do a lot more, but I appreciate that, dude. Yep. Debo wears many hats and wears them well. All your vids. Dude, I appreciate that. You guys don't need to pump me up here. I'm not going to quit YouTube. I'm going to keep going here.
Now, you said something earlier, Debo, about merch and whatnot. YouTube has partnered
Yeah.
with somebody where you could basically make your logo available, and then people could kind of pick and choose. And that way you don't have to worry about stocking stuff.
Yeah.
And
I
this
saw that.
You can do it through Spreadshop and through there's no Teespring. I've heard that Spreadshop is better than Teespring, but
I don't know. I was looking at one of them a while back because I was talking to Baskeek on that. He had one. The deal is I'm really picky when it comes to clothes, and I feel like I've kind of done the perfectionist thing with this too. Is like I want to try some of this stuff first, because if I could get like some 50-50 shirts, like they're my absolute favorite, like polyester cotton.
Yeah.
And like I'm just kind of scared to put my label on that stuff and have them be like, oh, not good shirts or something. I don't know, but
yeah. I did that on a lark for my sons, and a couple of people that follow the channel ordered a couple, and it was like, oh, hey, look. I was shocked.
Let's see. I don't think I've missed anybody. I'm trying to scroll up through. I think, Rock on Basson was the last one. Rock on, thank you for the 20 bomb. And we got, is this Mr. Randall Williams Sully? Say it ain't so, Debo. Can't tell you how much can't tell you how much you're appreciated. A lot of my scouts caught numerous species this past year because of your vids. Brother, I still have. So Mr. Sully sent me one that I also teared up on. That's 2 gifts that I've teared up on. My Bill Dance hat. I didn't really tear up with that one. I cried. That one hit me. That one hit me in the nuts. I cried on that one. I've just said teared up because, as men, we're supposed to be tough and strong. But
it's dusty in here.
Yeah. Now that I'm a girl dad, I cry so much more. We watched Up the other night. Balled it up. There was another one that I teared up on too. But now that I have girls, I cry all the time. But Randy sent me some stuff that I teared up on. That'll be an unboxing. But I've had that for so long, dude. One of it was the root beer. I think you sent me the root beer, right? The root beer, and everybody makes fun of the way I say root beer, so that'll be a fun one. And he sent me something else that really made me tear up. So, brother, I appreciate that.
Big Boar Dinosaur says you need to find wood, pitch the wood shirt.
I want to. Okay, so that was the second part of it, was if I just do stuff on there, I have to upload stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not a graphic designer. I can't even hook up Bluetooth headphones to my computer.
Telling you, man, you could do find wood, pitch the wood. You could do hashtag Debo Dink. You'd make it kill.
So the thing was, Randy's buddy did an amazing job. Hopefully there's nothing sensitive on here. I don't see any numbers. There's a Dobbins icon that I'm going to use for a Dobbins thing. Thanks to Rich for, whoops. Christ, now I can't even share video or pictures on it. Now my screen's black. There we go. Randy's buddy, who's a tattoo artist, put together this. So I want to have that for a shirt.
Yeah.
That is freaking sick. But I wanted him to do another one with like fine wood, pitch to wood. Then I wanted him to do one with my crankbait business stuff. I haven't been able to get in touch with him. I think he's too busy now. But yeah, I wanted to have something fun. I didn't just want to put like random words like fine wood, pitch to wood. I know that might be fun. Like this, I mean, you could do something like that, but I wanted to do something kind of, I don't know, kind of spiced up a little bit. If I could put it in like wood or like a guy pitching next to it, I don't know.
That's where I'm at. Like, I need to find somebody that like gets me that I can like commission to do some stuff, because I got ideas, but I don't like to find the time to go find somebody that's like doesn't even know me and then try to explain it all. Like it'd be nice to like find somebody that like watches the channels, like, oh, I do design, and like pay them, and like, because then I wouldn't have to like explain it all, and they would like get the
they
vibe,
would get
right?
it.
Like,
yes, that's what he did.
So if you're out there and you're watching,
like,
send me a DM.
If
I'm not asking for free, I will pay.
I know who you are. But I mean, look at those. Those are freaking like, he shaded. It's got the frog. It's got the dude. It's Iowa. Like, dude, he's like, oh, it took me like 15 minutes. He's like, I don't know if you like it or not. I was blown away when he sent it to me. I'm like, damn, dude, I want some of those shirts. But okay, what else do we got? Let's answer a couple more questions. Holy crap, we're at an hour 45. We'll get a couple more and then we'll get out of here. I appreciate you gentlemen joining me tonight.
Oh yeah.
What else do we have? I'm way behind.
So Chris says an official Hellabass visor would be sick. But if it was like a stitched visor, I don't feel like it would be an official. So like, I wonder if you could get somebody to actually make one that was cut versus actually like sewn.
Yeah.
So do you
have
not
like your logo on it and then cut it off?
What's that?
Do you not like an actual visor because it's like too thin or like too short this way compared to a hat?
I don't know. I just like, Well, here's how it started. Is that basically you get hats for free all the time, right? Like people hand out hats like stickers, and regular hats don't fit me, and so I just started like cutting the tops off of them. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go out and buy visors when I can just make my own. So then it just became a thing. I don't know. I just like the look.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I don't know that I've ever seen you wear an actual like visor.
I haven't really, not in a long time. Yes, Kyle, if you want to send me a hat, I'll take the Arsenal Battle Braid scissors to it and customize it for you.
And sign it. Keith, yeah, Andy Yak Angler. I first saw his, I don't remember what video it was. It was a while back. Super soft spoken dude, but he had the pike one with like the duck. I'm like, oh, another like clickbait duck video. No, that dude tears it up. I don't know where he's fishing or how he gets all those fish, but he had one with a duck because I'm like I don't buy into the stupid lures, and to me the duck's a stupid lure, kind of like the spider. Even though Burley loves it, like I wasn't a fan. But anyway, he had like some super close pike blow ups with that dude. It looked so freaking fun. Yeah, if you want to see somebody that actually catches big fish, like that's not clickbaity, like that dude was tearing them up. I'll catch dinks all day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, I have been accused of having a fake beard. I have had trolls say that, which is funny.
I think mine's too unruly to be fake now. It's kind of...
Oh, yours looks good. See, you got the different colors. Mine's kind of spotty now.
Yeah, Gramps, you got the different colors.
Yeah.
No,
It's called getting old.
DEBO'S looks like he takes shoe polish to it and just blacks it out.
I don't though. I've got so many grays in here. It doesn't really show up on here, but
that's why DEBO doesn't invest in weights, because he doesn't want his gray to show.
I'm all peppered. Oh my gosh! Oh, I just dropped the MGL and knocked my earbuds out. Oh, I dropped my hat. I need to figure out how to do the damn Bluetooths.
You know what else we could do is we could get DEBO a mic, and then you wouldn't have to wear earbuds.
I don't. The mic isn't for this. The mic is. Can you guys still hear me fine?
Oh, okay, so you can hear. So the people in the house don't have to listen to us.
Yeah, he's trying to make sure too that there's no feedback and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so that's the other thing.
Because I actually put my earphones in when I normally don't. I let Streamer filter it out, but yeah.
I can't. The thing is, my mic is going off my webcam now. I can't get this mic to work anymore. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy. It's still working.
Yeah. My good camera's back there getting ready to film the jig video I've been saying I'm going to film for the last 4 days.
Look at the fancy shiny computer back there, and you got the nice
my
organized wall.
Randy says he prefers to say his beard has racing stripes.
My place is an absolute shambles right now. I've got crap all over. Like somebody commented on one of my other lives that said, "How come your place is always like so messy and crappy?"
Yes. Like, well. The trick is, I'm like against this wall.
Yeah.
And everything over there you can't see looks like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, because my normal background is sitting over there, so I'm on the other side of the room.
That's the thing
over
people
my
don't
actual
see. So
desk.
I'm trying different backgrounds, like you can see over here behind me. I don't know which way to turn. So I ordered a backdrop off of Amazon. It's got like white and black. Biggest piece of crap ever. It's like just a cloth sheet. I could have went and bought like $5 sheets.
No.
I got ripped off there. I thought it was going to be like a nice, like durable color stuff that you don't have to.
This is a printed piece of paper.
Is it?
Is it really?
Dude, I got
from Amazon
on that, but I want to have like a nice spot. The problem is, since I moved to this side of the basement, I don't have like a dedicated. Well, it's not really this side of the basement. It's because I set up all my crankbait stuff over there. So my table where I used to do all my unboxings, my reel reviews, like my hands in front of the camera type stuff where you would see my hands, and I don't have a dedicated spot. So that's just like I've got like line in some boxes, and it's like a little shelf. Stuff's not working. Somebody was like, your white background's so bright, I can't see the details on the rod. I'm like, I knew it. I knew that didn't look the best. And so then I was all like, that was my last TFO rod review. I'm like, now I'm all critical of that one. I'm like, do I leave it up? I'm like, oh, screw it. I'm leaving it up. And oh my gosh. But I want to have like a nice spot set aside to be able to do like the unboxings. And so this is where I do all my talking in front of the camera. You can see in the corner there is my backdrop and all that. And speaking of Bob Ross, that's actually a painting my grandpa painted, Bob Ross style. He does that stuff. Love you.
Oh, up there on the there you go.
Yeah, up there on the wall.
You know, my brother has found that he has a knack for those. It's kind of cool. Everybody else gets talent, and I just get to make YouTube videos.
So I don't know. Yeah, YouTuber, your life is kind of in shambles, especially like if you're not full time. I'm trying to piece enough time together to be able to do stuff. So
I'm just trying to make it for 9 more years till I retire, and then if I could want to be a full time YouTuber, I'll be doing it in
Dude,
retirement
get it.
mode.
If I can, I feel like the only way I'm going to be able to piece this together is if I get a job with a fishing company,
Yeah,
where I can do like fishing stuff and they understand like the whole YouTube, and I can like use that to partner with them.
yep.
Otherwise, like you have to make so much. Like YouTube doesn't come even touch what I make like in my real job.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just. So I don't know. It's a wicked game to play. I wish almost at times that I didn't make nearly as much as I did, so you could take that leap. Because like the guys that quit their job and do it, like they got way bigger strawberries than I do. Like I don't bet, I don't gamble. I usually play things safe. So all right, what else do you guys got? Rich looks like he's ready to fall asleep down there, and I'm boring him with my stories. Rich didn't want to hear about this crap anymore.
I'm still popping through the comments.
Do one that says "What's in the box?" Definitely need a shirt with that on the front. Fine wood, pitch to wood.
Yeah, Raphael
Yeah.
6 Sense or Vision 110, they're both good. I don't know. I mean, the 6 Sense is probably better for the money, but you can't knock the 110.
Yeah,
they're both good.
Let's see. I think I had a couple donations come in too. Let me get. Oh, Randy. Yeah, he was saying, "Yep, the root beer, the maple syrup. Yep." And you weren't supposed to. Don't see that. Can't see the last part of it. That's the part that made me tear up. Mike, love the content. Keep grinding. The headline click. Oh, the headline clickbaiters and overhyped accounts will lose out to genuine advice to real content.
yes.
I don't think so. I think they're going to always capture enough of the unsubscribed people and get enough clicks that I think they're always going to do well. And I think they've proven that. It's harder to have like a genuine content unless you're somebody like, I don't know, like unless you really, I feel like it's a fine line. I don't know. But Mike, also 1,000 times more talented than I am in video editing. Mike, I tried to get what you made for me onto one of these, but it said the file wouldn't work in StreamYard. Mike made me a surprise, a dink part of the video that is super funny that made me laugh. He did it all on his own free time. And I'm going to have to try to just put that in regular videos, Mike. I really wanted to have it on here because I was going to show the pictures, but
You should. Is he just sent you a picture or a video or?
no, he sent me like a little video clip of something that he edited.
Try uploading it to YouTube and then re-downloading it as an MP4. Then you can probably put it in here.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
Just
hack.
do-
Like when you get weird video files that don't work in your editing software or wherever you're trying, if you
no, it
upload
works
to
in my
YouTube,
editing software.
okay,
It
but
just wouldn't
either
work
way,
in here.
or if you get in or drop it in your editing software and then just export it as an MP4 or whatever, and
Yeah.
it should work.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise, YouTube is a really good video converter. Like it will convert just about anything to an MP4, and then you can download it again.
Yeah, because you can upload it as unlisted and then pull it right back down and then delete it, and you've got it converted for you.
You guys are light years ahead of me. I just export in whatever the editor has and I upload it.
It's
Okay.
all good.
What else? What do we got? Let's each pick a comment. Each
Classic
pick a
Debo.
comment. Oh, whoops. I've got last cast with TikTokalick. Those beards are looking righteous. Thank you, brother. Mine's pretty shaven. I don't feel like my beard's that righteous anymore.
I feel like the YouTube camera is not doing justice of how unruly it is lately.
it's looking pretty mean. That's why I said yours is.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the color definitions. It blends well.
I generally have to keep mine trimmed down or it just goes poof.
Yeah, mine does too. I have to do this all the time. Let's see. Each of us are going to pick one, then we're getting out of here. Philip, who almost fell asleep. Philip's a great supporter. Oh, I love Philip. We talk all the time. He said, dude, seriously, the OCD viewers want to organize. Does that piss you guys off that those aren't all organized over there?
Not me. I don't have those issues.
I'm just happy I even got them on like all on one wall where they're together.
Mine are somewhat organized. Shimano here, Daiwa here, Luz here. But there
Yours
is
looks clean back there.
I
There's
just
a
got like a
Shimano
random
box
box,
up
that I opened this box in June. It's just sitting on the table next to me.
SVTW.
Riley, I like the fishing rod Game of Thrones thing Debo has going on back there. Dude, it totally does look like that. The old Game of Thrones rod.
Oh,
Well
yeah.
done, dude.
I took a shot of that like that in my recent video. Like just my rods just all mashed up in the garage.
I saw somebody where they put them all together, made like a Christmas tree out of them.
Let's see. Each of us are going to pick one. Rich and his mood lighting. Yeah, Rich is getting fancy over there.
Yeah, $15 LEDs. I'm investing in the channel.
Now, Debo, I look at 1020 from Fishing for More because that's a bank fishing
1020
question.
Fishing for More. Okay, so my question is going to be Fishing for More. What are ways to find fish from the shore during the winter without having one of those castable fish finders? I've never used a castable fish finder. Well, I take that back. A Texas rig was my castable fish finder growing up. Cast out a Texas rig, bring it back. At least then you can see where the general contours are. You can find brush piles, pallets. We have a lot of like pallet piles that they'll put here. You're going to break off. It happens. But dragging a Texas rig is what I've done. You can find grass lines. Sometimes you can't tell, like if there's just so much. The big thing is in the winter is slow down. If you think you're going too slow, go slower. Yep. So like with a suspending jerkbait, like if you watch the one where I had that 50 fish day, a month ago or whatever, that was pop, 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 couple seconds, pop, pop, pop. But those fish were fired up. Like water was, I think, right at 50 degrees, something like that. Once it starts getting colder, you're pop, pop, and you're not doing like the quicker pop. I should even say like a pop, pop, and then letting it sit for 10, 15 seconds. Same thing with your jig, crawling it slow. Just slowing down, finding places that hold heat, rocks, dock pilings, wood, anything like that where you can find water that's a little bit warmer. But really here, like the thing that sucks about Iowa is, and Rich, you can probably attest to this, is our fall to winter transition is quick. Like you've got really good fall fishing for like a couple weeks, it feels like, and then it's on to I'm struggling.
And then your frog's sitting on the ice.
Yeah, I've got skim ice this morning for a week, and then tomorrow it's 60 degrees and it's melted, and it's just this like I wish it would just freeze and be done, So I would just say slow down. Don't be afraid to go smaller. Actually, speaking of Mr. Bass, sent me one recently, an unboxing share that we did, which was really fun. And it's been a couple years ago. Actually, funny enough that I say that, the cover to this, sorry, I just raised my voice, got all excited here. The cover to this live, funny enough, I was just going through random pictures. It was about the same time last year. It was earlier. But if I find the picture here, just to show you proof, I'm probably not even going to be able to find it now. It was how long ago? Anyway, look at the cover photo of this. That bass that I'm holding, 5-something pound bass, was caught on this. A Kitech mono spin jig, 3/32. This thing is tiny. When you see one of these, don't be afraid to downsize. So if you normally flip and pitch like a 1/2 ounce jig, don't be afraid to go down to like a little 1/4 ounce jig or like a Z-Man shrooms jig. I forget what they call it. This one I caught, it was super cold. And this is how big this jig is. That's the tip of my finger. A little jig. I mean, they call it the mono spin jig because, most people are throwing it on spinning tackle. Little tiny deal. And that's what I caught that 5-something pounder on, was that right there. So Ned rig, like a Ned TRD craws, going small and getting those bites. And that's the same thing with like ice fishing. You wouldn't think that a bass would eat like a little jig and a, like a little tiny worm, like a larva on back.
Yep.
Eat it, in the winter. So
that's the comment I was going with at 1027. Rafael Garcia asked, the go-to winter bait that has caught you plenty of fish. I do the same thing. A small jig. Even if I'm throwing it on a spinning rod, in the wintertime, I will go, there's the cat again, fell asleep, rolled right off the ledge. But I will take, a lot of the times this year, because it's, when it gets really cold, I'll go fish a spillway below a dam that's around here that kind of keeps water moving into a creek. But I'll throw that on a medium heavy spinning rod, and I'll just go with a real light jig with a small trailer and literally just drag it. And that seems to be what kind of gets them for me.
Chris said snacks equal blueberry donut holes. Dunkin' blueberry donut holes are to die for. Love them. Okay, Rich, what's yours? What's your question answer?
Oh, I don't know. I just been answering them in chat.
Oh my gosh, Rich, you're an overachiever.
Cheater.
Let's see. I'm going to pick one for each of us. We're each going to answer. Then we're getting out of here.
So the last cast with TikTok, is he asking then perfect or the? Is that a question or a statement? I don't know. Does he want to know what the perfect drop shot rod is?
What time? Oh, drop shot. We're not talking about drop shot.
David was asking about then maybe check out David Carrillo. He's asking what rod would he pair with the SLXT for small swim bait Senkos. Then I would check out. I mean, any of the Dobbins 733s for what you're asking. So whether that's the Fury, the Sierra, or like a 713 Caden, and they're all on sale right now at I think Tackle Warehouse, and I think both Omni and American Legacy will match those prices if they're in stock and you want to send them a message or call them. So there's a lot of good options to get, 20-25% off Dobbin. So if you're looking at I would go with the Sierra. Like that would be a really nice rod. 180, you'll get it down price point. It'll be about the same price as a SLS XT after discount. So
yeah, how much are the somebody was saying the what is it, the XT? Yeah, the Champion or XP, the black and blue. That'd look good with that Sierra or the XT.
No,
SLX XT.
I only said Sierra because I thought it would look better with the SLXT than a Caden, but Caden
no, not the Caden, the Champion XP.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to spend that much with.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that. Okay, never mind.
Being that's only
Can't wait for
130.
ice fishing videos. I am going to be ice fishing, dude. I'm actually excited. I have a Trick My Trap. Somebody posted in here earlier that said X to the Z exhibit, and I was gonna name the video like Trick My Trap or Pimp My Trap, and I'm like, I wonder if anybody even remembers the show Pimp My Ride with X to the Z exhibit.
Oh yeah.
And like most of the people watching now would be like, what is this guy even talking about?
What is this MTV he's talking about?
The perfect drop shot. I don't know, dude. I am not a drop shot guy. That's not really a question for me. Like a 7-foot medium fast spinning rod is what I've used, but I'm not a diehard on that stuff. All right, well, boys, we're gonna get out of here. We're already at 2 hours. Gramps, Rich, Hellabass, thank you both for jumping on tonight. It was super fun. I appreciate other people helping me watch, answer comments, getting different views. Because remember, I always say listen to me, but learn from everyone. I'm not the only option or way to do it. There's different ways. That's why it's fun to get different people, different stuff on here. So we're getting out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next live.